Celebrini, Will Smith, and Colin Graff.
And for Anaheim in net, Lucas Dostal. On defense, John Carlson and Moore. And up front, Tim Walsh, flanked by Mikael Granlund and Alex Killorn.
Game is underway with a face-off at center ice. Referees today are TJ Luxmore and John McIsaac, and the linesmen are Bevan Mills and Tyson Baker. Sharks control the puck inside their own territory, and they move from left to right. Leddy, who had a great game last game against St. Louis, tosses to his partner Sam Dickinson. He carries up to the blue line, gains the zone, and shoots in deep. Back to get it there is defenseman Ian Moore. Tips it up the left side, and Mikael Granlund, long pass up the middle, moving down the ice. It's John Carlson, gains the zone, feeds on the right wing side for Killorn, but a shot is blocked by Sam Dickinson. Had his stick in great position on that play.
Yeah, Sharks got caught a little bit there. Dixon is really struggling.
Now they might get caught again here. Scott is in front of the goal. A chance by Leo Carlson to flip to the right, but Troy Terry's angle play is sticked aside by Yaroslav Askarov. I got a funny feeling things are going to happen fast and furious in this game, with both teams having a lot of players under the age of 21 on their rosters that are making big contributions for their squads. Back behind the San Jose net now. Into forecheck is Anaheim. At the near side now, the defenseman Jackson Lacombe keeping it in. Back on the point, veteran Chris Kreider throws to the right. And there comes a shot. That was off the stick of Jacob Trouba, but the puck was deflected away and wide of Yaroslav Askarov. Good block there by the Sharks' Alex Wenberg on a centering attempt by Leo Carlson. But Kreider on the point feeds near side. Troy Terry moving in, shooting it. Two great saves by Yaroslav Askarov. Doing the splits, turning into an octopus. One of his 8 arms stopped that second chance right out in front of the net. Leo Carlson still can't believe it. He tries to throw to the slot, knocked away by a stick, and the Sharks able to clear out, and that's what you want to see from Yaroslav Askarov.
Oh, get to the game early, get to the game quick. Anaheim had a lot of possession in the offensive zone. Kreider up top, he was able to find Terry, and what a move and what a save.
Ty Dellandrea is on the ice for the first time in 30 games, and he makes some contact in the neutral zone and open ice against Beckett Seneca, the talented young rookie who's been one of the more impressive this season in the NHL. Ducks get it deep into the Shark zone. Just underway, 2:15 gone by. First period, no score between San Jose and Anaheim. Got a penalty coming up here and a scramble along the near boards just inside the Sharks' blue line. Back referee sees something that he doesn't like, so let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the San Jose Sharks Audio Network.
Seguin lost it to Scheifele. Scheifele with 2-on-1. Scheifele scores!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
You didn't like, let's hear from TJ Luxmore as to what the penalty is on Ty Dellandrea.
San Jose penalty number 10. 2-minute minor. High sticking.
2 minutes for high sticking to Ty Dellandrea, who is making his return to live action in the NHL after missing the last 30 games with what he disclosed this morning was a knee injury. He's played with some spirit already in his first shift, but stick came up a little bit high there on the boards.
Yeah, just tried to lift the stick and didn't have much pressure there and right up into the face.
Okay, Anaheim goes on the man advantage right now. Sharks pick up. They clear all the way down. They begin with Ostapchuk and Goodrow up front. Back on defense, it's Desharnais and Mario Ferraro. Anaheim Ducks starting to move on the attack, led by Leo Carlson. Weaves to his right across the line, but turned it over. Goodrow, Ostapchuk couldn't clear it, but Goodrow does. He moves up the left wing side. Lead pass, Ostapchuk moving in. He goes to the backhand. He tries to get the shot away, but John Carlson, crafty veteran, positioned himself just so that he delayed the opportunity enough, and no shot for Ostapchuk.
Yeah, just got enough of that stick on the puck on the Goodrow pass there, and the between the legs play on Ostapchuk, and he was able to come over and get a stick on it.
Anaheim ranked number 23 in the NHL at 18.3% on the power play. They move into the Shark zone. It's Kreider and Terry playing catch with it. Now Lacombe on the point. Cross ice, far side. There's Mikael Granlund exchanging now with Kreider. Granlund tosses to the point. Lacombe back to Granlund. Return near side Lacombe. Goes back to Mikael Granlund, who's up top now. Feeds down to the left corner. There's Lacombe, stick handling against Desharnais. Backhands to Granlund, down low. Terry trying to get behind, feed to the middle. Now it's fed across the ice. Great play by Colin Graff, getting the stick out on Leo Carlson, knocking the puck away and clearing it all the way down.
Wow, what a dangerous little play there. Kreider found the seam there on Carlson, back door. But like you said, Graff just got a piece of that enough to make that roll off of the stick.
Delay the opportunity. That's what you've got to do against a team like this. Right now, Anaheim, with 28 seconds left on their power play, sends out the second unit. Mason McTavish is kind of mired in a slump similar to the one William Eklund is on. Sends to the corner. Barclay Goodrow got checked there, but it's going to be a penalty against Anaheim as Alex Killorn coming together with Goodrow in the corner after the puck was put around the boards by McTavish. And the result is going to be 4-on-4 for the next 21 seconds as Alex Killorn gets this penalty, a 2-minute penalty for hooking.
Yeah, great job by Mook Medulin in the corner there to jump off that bobbled puck by McTavish. Gets that over to the far corner. Goodrow does a great job getting down low on that, and Killorn just reaches with a stick. Easy call for the ref as he got it up near the hands underneath Goodrow and didn't allow him to exit that puck.
And so here we are with a Sharks 4-on-4 skating situation. And in 21 seconds, they'll have a power play. Face-off duck zone. Smith has it. Cross ice. Sets up Celebrini. Stick handles. Throws it across the rink to Smith. He tried to tip it in front for a breaking Dickinson. It got blocked by a stick on the far side of the ice. That was a heck of a play by Trouba to stop it. Sharks enter the zone again. A pass for Smith. Getting underneath Trouba. Spinning away. Backhands around to the near boards. Coming in. Orlov gets a piece of it, but Anaheim skates out as the penalty on Delandry is over. He gets back along with Wenberg. Moving in left side. Ryan Paling the drive. That's a good stick save by Askarov, who's been razor sharp in the opening couple of minutes. No score in the first. Sharks on the man advantage. Here comes Celebrini moving in. Cruising back behind the Anaheim. That centering feed. Score! Will Smith from Macklin Celebrini. The dynamic duo strike on the power play, and the Sharks are up 1-0 at 4:37 of the first period.
Timer there by Will Smith. No chance by Dostal.
Nice to see that. The goal for Will Smith is his 22nd of the season. He's got 52 points on the year. And Macklin Celebrini is going to pick up another point, so he moves ahead of Erik Karlsson on the all-time best seasons ever in San Jose Sharks history. And only Jumbo Joe is in front of him now.
Yeah, it just keeps climbing that ladder, and just great patience there coming around the net. Everybody in Anaheim focused on him and what he was going to do with the puck, and Will Smith finds that little area in the high slot. What a pass.
Off the draw, Sharks up 1-0. Way out of his net there is Askarov to spin it away from the forechecking Vetrano. It's down the ice off a stick. No icing. Hellison being bodied up by Ostapchuk behind the net. His fourth line for the Sharks just going right back to structure here, and they intercept the pass on the right side. It's Gaudette, lead pass, moving in. And there's a shot by Ostapchuk toward the net, knocked aside. Goodrow centers. Oh, Gaudette fans on it this time, but Dickinson on the point, fakes the shot, then takes one. It's blocked by Vetrano. It's a 2-on-1 developing. Now it's 2-on-2. Across the line, angle shot for Vetrano off the goalpost. Oh, that was so close for Frank Vetrano to try to tie the game for Anaheim right off the iron in this first period. 5.5 gone by, and the Sharks just sighing with relief there as they go back and get things recycled with Nick Leddy holding onto the puck. Watched there by a forecheck of Leo Carlson. Tosses to Dickinson, angles one forward, poked ahead by Kiefer Sherwood, who began his career, by the way, with the Anaheim Ducks when he was signed as a free agent out of Miami of Ohio. Sherwood, who has great memories in starting his career here, throws in deep back behind the net. Eklund centers. There's Sherwood right in front of the goal. Had a stick tied up. Loose play. Poked at. Oh, what a great stop by Dostal as the Sharks, Sherwood and Wenberg poking at the puck, trying to knock it through traffic. And right at the edge of the crease, Dostal got his left pad out there and kept it out of the net.
Yeah, and there's just one of those plays, Eklund. He does so much with the puck there. He's down below the net. There he just shoves it out front, creates some chaos, and Dostal had to make a pretty amazing save to keep that puck out of the net.
6 minutes, 4 seconds gone by in the first period. We've got a 1-0 Sharks lead over Anaheim, and what a game we've got already. We'll be back on the San Jose Sharks Audio Network.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at PowerCopier.com.
The Hilton San Jose is the official hotel partner of the San Jose Sharks and SAP Center. Just a short walk from the excitement, enjoy fresh California cuisine and handcrafted cocktails at Secco Restaurant and Bar, indoors or on the inviting patio. Then unwind with upgraded amenities in the serene comfort of a luxurious Waldorf Astoria bed. The perfect way to complete a great experience. Reserve your stay today at HiltonSanJose.com or call 408-287-2100. Hilton for the stay.
The wait is finally over. Caltrain's all-new electric fleet has arrived, now with more frequent service and a first-class onboard experience for everyone. You'll arrive at your destination faster and more comfortably than ever. Get from San Francisco to San Jose in just 1 hour, while taking advantage of blazing fast Wi-Fi and charging plugs in every seat. Why sit in traffic? Choose a better way to travel. Go faster, go Caltrain.
Sharks 365 members have the exclusive ability to customize their experience through unique benefits like ticket exchange, substantial discounts on food, beverage, and merchandise, and invitations to member-only events. The future is teal, and it's fun. Become a member now. Visit sjsharks.com/sharks365. Well, San Jose's in front 1-0. The goal on the power play. Will Smith getting credit for it. That is his 22nd of the season from Macklin Celebrini. Point number 102 on the year. Anaheim is going to come right back into the Shark zone. Mikael Granlund knocked down there by Orlov's check. Puck comes around the near boards in the San Jose end, but John Carlson keeps it in. Orlov spins it back the other way. Good keep in there by Ian Moore on defense. The right-handed shooting player put it behind the net. Washy centering attempt. Desharnais got a stick on it, and Celebrini takes off. 3-on-2, led by Celebrini. Feeds on the right. Colin Graff moving in, cutting behind the net. Centering feed for Celebrini. They just missed. If he gets that puck, it's in the back of the net.
Yeah, so close again. Great patience getting to that far side of the net there for Graff and just out of the reach of Celebrini.
Here's Smith across the line, loses on the stick check. Taking it back now is Anaheim. Down the left wing side, it's Beckett Seneca carrying up to the Sharks blue line and dumping it in. It goes left corner. Seneca, a hard worker, digs it free, feeds back to the point, gets a return feed from Zellweger, turns and shoots. That was a heck of a shot. Good stop by Askarov. And again, there was a little bit of a layer of traffic there. Although Askarov did see the puck, his first look might have had his view obscured a little bit because of the way Seneca was positioned.
Yeah, Seneca did a nice little roll there on the give and go with the defenseman Zellweger, but a good job by Mook Madulin again pressuring Viel up and high into that high slot. So important for that defense to create that position early on Viel, not allow him to get in front and through the eyes of Askarov.
Game 3 of a 4-game series between these two teams. You gotta love it when you have divisional rivals playing each other near the end of the season. Off the draw, Sharks lead 1-0. Toffoli has his stick tied up there by Zellweger, but the Sharks recover it. It's tipped on net. That's a great save off of Misa's tip. Thrown toward the goal after Toffoli got knocked off the play. And now Misa doing a little pushing and shoving. And Ty Dellandrea coming in there against Anaheim, and Jeff Viel and saying, young man, you're going to have to step away from that. Of course, Jeff Viel is game for doing anything.
Yeah, Viel's a tough customer, as we well know, but this a great entry there to Foley on the stop-up, and that shot, Dellandrea knew he didn't have a lane towards the net, just sort of fires it at Misa off to the side, and he does a great job getting this tip down low and back through the pads of Dostal, who had to make a good save.
That was just a good hand-eye coordination reaction by Michael Misa on that play, and a nice job, as you said, by Ty Dellandrea. Off the draw, penalty coming up against the Sharks as the Ducks dump it into the San Jose zone. And before Dostal can get to the box, we have the stoppage. We've had a handful of penalties called here early. That wasn't the case last game. It looks like Michael Misa may be still a little bit upset about what happened to him there with Viel earlier. And he gets a 2-minute hooking penalty, putting the Anaheim Ducks back on the power play. Time of the penalty, 7:29 of period number 1.
Yeah, this is not a situation the Sharks want to get into here. This is through the neutral zone. Just a little bit of a reach here, getting up into the hands. Pretty easy call there as he's coming across the blue line there, pulling, and Misa just gets up into the hands and gives him a little tug.
Face-off right side of goaltender Yaroslav Askarov, and the Ducks on the power play win the draw. Troy Terry exchanges with John Carlson, sends it across the rink to Leo Carlson. Back to John Carlson. He shoots, glove save made by Askarov. Really good job there against Granlund by Desharnais in front, as he and Askarov have a little chat about the vision situation.
Yeah, and again, always talking to the goalies there, the defensemen, after seeing where you want to see the lane, where do you want to have the box, or where do we want to engage here to allow them to see that puck. So great job by by the veteran Desharnais there, boxing Granlund out.
All right, face-off coming up to the left side of Yaroslav Askarov. Minute 50 remaining on the penalty on Michael Misa, called at the 7:29 mark for hooking. 1-0 San Jose leading. The goal by Will Smith, assisted by Macklin Celebrini. Off the face-off, Anaheim wins the draw. Leo Carlson tips to his namesake John. Now he throws to the left. Shot by Terry. Nice stick save by Askarov. Rebound gobbled up. And here comes Ostapchuk. Down the left side, makes the move to the middle, but John Carlson again, just a smart play, waited him out, warded him off, and now John Carlson has the puck and drops it back for the Anaheim power play to Leo Carlson. Feed on the right. Terry slips by a check, moves in, shoots one. A stick save made from the right circle by Askarov. Sharks can't clear. Goodrow couldn't get it out. Batted down by Kreider's check. Kreider, Leo Carlson at the near side. Terry sends it back. Chris Kreider on the left point, cross ice. John Carlson picks up, goes to Mikael Granlund, and Granlund, the former Shark, gives some space for himself as he stick handles into the right circle of the San Jose zone. Now to a minute remaining on the power play for Anaheim. Granlund throws toward the net, was looking for a tip there, side of the goal. That was a classic Kreider kind of a tip attempt, but he put it wide of the goal this time. Leo Carlson shoots. Save Askarov. Doesn't quite know where it is, but he doesn't move, and it stays between his pads. He's able to make the stop and hang on with 50 seconds to go in the Misa penalty.
Yeah, good possession here for Anaheim, but a great job by the Sharks, really keeping things to the outside, not offering up a lot of lanes as they were in their set positions there, but Granlund off to the far side didn't really have a lane for anybody to get that puck through. So look for Anaheim to try and set up, but maybe get some more shots, especially up high in the zone here.
1-0 San Jose. 50 seconds to go in the Misa penalty. Mason McTavish draws the puck back, but Jackson Lacomb's going to have to go back to the neutral zone. Under pressure there from Alex Wenberg, who's up front alongside Ty Dellandrea on this penalty kill. Just great to see Ty Dellandrea back after missing 30 games. And he already has a bit of an impact. Moving in, Vetrano sends it off to the right side. Killorn checked by Dellandrea. Puck skips free. Askarov's caught behind the net as he's checked by Seneca, but he worked the backhander around the boards. Dellandrea couldn't quite get it, but the puck drifts through the defense and out of the zone for the Sharks. McTavish on the rush to the Sharks line, puts on the brakes on the zone entry. Tried to make the play. Good deflection there by Wenberg, and then he chops the puck down the ice with 8 seconds to go in the penalty.
Nice job there up high in the zone. Like I said, the Sharks able to keep everything to the outside, and those plays that do come inside, they're quick to attack, sticks on pucks, and they're able to get the clear.
Here come the Ducks. Final seconds of the penalty ticking off. Back to full strength for San Jose. And the Sharks in their own zone just cleared it out to center ice. Ducks tip back the other way. Jeff Viel overskated. He's chopped down by Orlov. And Viel dropped his stick on the play. They're going to call Orlov for slashing. And he does not like this call one little bit as he glares back at the official, John McIsaac, who makes the call. And so Orlov is going to go to the penalty box. And that's the one thing the Sharks have got to worry about here, because you don't want to give a on-the-rush team opportunities to take the rush on the power play.
Yeah, and again, it's the stick plays. This one, you know, again, right over the top of the stick. And you say these sticks break easy, but he gave a pretty good two-hander right across the shaft of that stick and broke pretty easy for Viel and an easy call for the ref.
So it's a power play again for Anaheim, their third of this period at 9:43 of the opening frame. Sharks put Ostapchuk back out there with Goodrow. They get the draw to the near boards, but Anaheim recovers it. Don't forget they've got the extra man. Kreider feeds John Carlson to the middle. Granlund now back to John Carlson. Now to Terry on the left circle. Backhands right back to John Carlson. Fakes the shot, holds it, gives it back Terry near side. Right-handed shot on the left wing. Loses on the stick check to Desharnais, who grabs it and clears.
Again, the same situation, keeping the puck to the outside there. Desharnais with the long stick. He's able to come down and bat that puck and to get the clear. Great job.
30 seconds gone by in the Anaheim power play, and here come the Ducks on the rush. To the Sharks' blue line they come. Terry enters the zone, gives to Granlund, right boards, goes down low into the corner. Leo Carlson back to Granlund, right circle, holds onto it, watched by Ferraro. He stick handles, he throws toward the front of the net. It's tipped on goal by Leo Carlson, and a good stop by Yaroslav Askarov, who once again gives a little thank you tap to Vinny Desharnais, who's been a big factor on these 3 power plays that Anaheim has had already.
Yeah, eats up a lot of space in the middle there. And again, Anaheim just not many lanes, and they're going to have to shoot the puck. I'm sure they're going to have an earful from Joel Quenneville when you get there. Sometimes you just have to elect to shoot, but great job by the Sharks.
Right now, Mikael Granlund steps into the face-off circle for Anaheim, going up against his old friend, Alex Wenberg. And it's dropped and controlled back behind the goal line inside the Sharks zone. It's Anaheim grinding it out, but Ferraro's just tying things up. Finally, it's worked free by the Ducks. Minute to go in their power play, and the penalty to Orlov. Sharks try to clear along the near boards, can't do it, but then another great play by Desharnais. Knocked it away from John Carlson, poked the puck down the ice, and gave Carlson a little bit of a shot, enough to get John Carlson to look back and take down the number.
Yeah, a little bit of spiciness there up with the blue line as Carlson gave him a shot to start.
Here's Leo Carlson, an outstanding young talent across the line, feeds to Granlund, now to John Carlson, down low, Terry throws it toward the net, and Askarov took a wave at it. It deflected it wide. Granlund left right wing corner, checked there by Leddy, worked free by the Ducks. They send it across the ice, but the puck is deflected over the short glass into about row 3, and a souvenir for a Celebrini fan there on this Grateful Dead night. I don't know if that's the Phil zone or the Jerry zone, but tonight is the Grateful Dead evening. Aardvark, the Grateful Dead-oriented group, playing some music tonight.
Have you been to a Grateful Dead concert?
I've been to about 4 of them in my life.
Okay. I went to a fish concert.
Did you?
Yeah, first one with Jared Scaldi way back in
How was it?
99. It was pretty good. Yeah, we went back in Kentucky when I was down there in the minors, and he was a veteran on the team back then. Him, Mike Craig, and a couple others. He's like, kid, I got a concert for you.
This is going way, way back in my history, but I went to a couple of concerts on vacation here at the Oakland Coliseum. I actually saw the Jerry Garcia band over at Greek Theater. Off the face-off, quick shot toward the net. McTavish stopped by Askarov, cleared by Ferraro, all the way down. And that will basically do it for the penalty on Orlov. Penalty box door about to open up as the Ducks rush up the ice. McTavish at the Sharks line as the penalty is over, drops for Lacombe, and offside is called here against Anaheim. So the Sharks penalty killers have done an outstanding job so far in this first period, killing off all 3 Anaheim opportunities. And when we come back, we'll have even strength hockey. 8:14 to go, first period. The score, the Sharks 1, the Ducks 0 on the San Jose Sharks Audio Network.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
You live for the moments that matter most. A child's laugh, a conversation with a loved one, or the unmistakable sound of a Sharks power play. At Central Coast Audiology, our team of dedicated audiologists believe you should be able to hear it all. We don't just provide services, we provide personalized care and expertise to help you reconnect with the sounds that mean the most. The San Jose Sharks are proud to partner with Central Coast Audiology, a clinic committed to a full, rich life for every patient. Visit us online at www.ccaudiology.com to book a consultation today.
This broadcast is presented by authority of the San Jose Sharks, solely for the private, non-commercial use of our radio audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the descriptions and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the San Jose Sharks is strictly prohibited.
Well, they're putting up Grateful Dead trivia on Grateful Dead night here at SAP Center, and they just asked somebody who was the front man of the Grateful Dead, Jerry Garcia or Bob Dylan. I think that was a pretty easy answer for the fans.
I think I could even get that one.
Yeah, what the heck? It's part of a long tradition here of honoring the bands. And we've had Metallica come and play the national anthem here. James Hetfield was out on the ice doing that one time, and we had him in the booth. In the last couple of years, they put together group sessions for fans that want to honor the Grateful Dead. I don't know if we were selling veggie burritos out in front of the building, but or whether they were arguing what was going to be in the second set.
That's what they call them, right? The Deadheads?
Deadheads, yeah. Now we've got Tim Washy stepping in. Don't know if he likes the Grateful Dead or not, but off the face-off, Michael Celebrini poking at the puck. Can't quite control it. Ryan Paling has for Anaheim. He just backhands one forward into the Sharks zone. Leddy back for the Sharks on defense. Dickinson fed his pass out, but it's off the stick of Colin Graf. On the left wing, playing in the stead of Igor Chernyshov today. Chernyshov out with an illness. Celebrini just lost the puck to Washy inside his own end, but it's worked loose. Stopped by Leddy in front in the middle, sends it right back on the left, and here comes Celebrini. Sharks moving left to right, lead pass off the stick of Graf, driving down the middle. Celebrini was on the left wing boards when he entered the zone. But the Sharks, no harm, will go back to center ice, and Macklin moves in again. It's bodied up by Trouba as he dumps into the zone. Got to watch that. I'm sure the Sharks will have their eyes on anybody taking a run at Macklin, especially in this nationally televised game. On the right side of the ice, Smith sets up. Celebrini in the slot, turns and shoots it toward the net. Just put it wide. And he had Graf on the skate through on that play. That would have been a tough play if it got to the net.
Yeah, quick little play inside out on Trouba there, and he just slashed at the stick of Celebrini and just got enough of it to cause a disruption.
Celebrini kind of fanned on the puck, but he got it to Eklund during the midst of a line change. And Eklund bumps it forward. Anaheim does take over, but now the Sharks can get all the fresh guys on the ice. John Carlson behind the back pass, intercepted. Wenberg intercepts it, goes straight to his left, now to his right. The stick handles into the zone, dumps it around the boards, trying to set up Eklund. Sherwood in there, works it free. Oh, he tried to slip it over to Wenberg. It came back to the point. A shot by Desharnais stopped. Now it's fed across the ice by Sherwood, blocked by John Carlson's stick. Loose left corner. Eklund tipped it to Sherwood. Tried to send it through traffic, picks it up himself. Heads toward the net, poked at it, couldn't get it. Anaheim just coming very close to giving something up there, but Leo Carlson and Ian Moore combined to stop the play to the goal. Sharks keep it in. Eklund shoots the puck toward the goal. Good idea. Stick save made by Dostal. Rebound far side. Anaheim is going to get it. They will move it out. Granlund leads the way. Right down the middle. Across the line. Veers to his right. Moves away from Eklund. And he backhands off the boards. Grabbing it is Drew Hellison on the far side for the Ducks. He tosses behind the net. Ferraro taken down there by Tim Washi. That's going to be a penalty on the Ducks. And San Jose is going to go back to the power play as Western Michigan University's Tim Washi is going to take this penalty call. He doesn't particularly care for it either, but at 14:04 of this period number one, the Sharks go back on the man advantage. When we come back, they lead 1-0, and we'll have the power play next on the San Jose Sharks Audio Network.
Mike Rowe here. I don't know if I've been this excited about baseball as much as I am now.
Nobody loves baseball more than SiriusXM.
Baseball at the highest level is the best sport. It's the best sport.
The energy, the excitement, the enthusiasm. That was a win for everybody who loves baseball.
I love the game so much. Such drama.
MLB on SiriusXM. We're passionate about our national pastime.
I loved the game last night. Baseball's the best.
NHL Morning Skate.
What's the big difference been for the New York Islanders this season?
Matthew Schaefer. Here's Schaefer now passes Phil Housley for the most goals scored by an 18-year-old defenseman. The only other comparable I have right now, and I'm not saying he's going to have the Bobby Orr career, but he's got a great future ahead of him, is Bobby Orr to Matthew Schaefer.
NHL Morning Skate. Weekdays at 7 a.m. Eastern with Gord Stellick and Scott Laughlin. NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
2-on-1.
It's coming down to the wire.
Out and across the lightning line, right circle Theodore. Theodore is checked by Hagel. 2-on-1 the other way.
Where every point can make or break a team's dream.
Kucherov, score! Kucherov!
The push to the playoffs.
The push to the playoffs.
Nathan McKinney's got some room. He scores!
Only one team can bring home the cup.
The Florida Panthers are back-to-back Stanley Cup champions.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Sirius XM 91.
Marvel Superhero Night featuring Spider-Man swings into SAP Center on Saturday, April 4th at 7 p.m. as the Sharks take on Nashville in a huge game. All fans will receive a collectible comic book featuring a specialty Macklin Celebrini cover. Don't miss this one. Visit sjsharks.com/tickets. 1-0 Sharks. Power play coming up for San Jose. Tim Washi in the penalty box for the Anaheim Ducks. 2-minute penalty called against him for tripping on Mario Ferraro. Power plays on Sharks Audio, brought to you by Power Business Technology, copiers and printers for your office needs. San Jose already 1-for-1 on the man advantage. Orlov gets the face-off drop. He feeds over to Will Smith, who's got the goal. Down low to Toffoli. Back to Will Smith, left wing side. Moves into the circle. Stick handles, holds it. Throws it to the right side. Orlov on the point. Moves away from the check of McTavish. Sends near side to Celebrini. Down low. There's Wenberg holding onto it. Sending it back to Macklin with a saucer pass. He stopped it, kept it in, feeds cross ice. Now gets it back from Orlov. Moves it down low off the corner boards, and Toffoli keeps it around the perimeter to Will Smith. To Orlov, to the middle. Wenberg turning. Has it on his backhand. Hands to Celebrini at the near side. Macklin down low. Here's Wenberg holding it back to Celebrini. Cross ice to Smith. Back now to Orlov. Shot! And that's a good block by Ryan Poehling, getting his stick on it for Anaheim. And with 1:17 left on the Washi penalty, the puck's out of play.
Yeah, some quick puck movement there. And this is what I thought they did really good against St. Louis as well, using that low play to create that little bit of space, moving the puck around, which eventually creates the seam across to Will Smith and that pop up top. And Anaheim really had to make a good play to get that block.
Sharks look pretty patient right now on the man advantage. That's part of the reason why they had 3 power play goals against St. Louis on Monday, and they've got 1 today. Off the draw, Anaheim wins the faceoff, and Kreider clears it all the way down on net. Why not? Askarov makes the stick save and leaves it there for Dmitry Orlov. We're down to 1:05 remaining on the Sharks' man advantage. Toffoli drops it back to Will Smith, and he crisscrosses and drops to his buddy Macklin Celebrini, who skates to center. He's across the line, tried to whip the backhand pass. He wanted to get it to Smith, but Anaheim read that with a nice little stick move. It's jumped on net there by the Ducks, and that's scooped up kind of spectacularly there by Askarov, and with Kreider right there, he made a little extra juke and held onto it for a faceoff.
Yeah, see if he can get Kreider to bite onto one side, but a good job. They're not going to fool the veteran Kreider into peeling off on there and allowing you to play the puck and getting a free break out there.
Well, think about it. He had 52 goals in his best season. He scored 20 goals or more 10 times going into this season. And this year for the Anaheim Ducks, Chris Kreider has 22 goals, so that's 11 years in which he has 20 goals or more, which sounds great until you recognize the fact that yesterday Alex Ovechkin scored twice and he's had 20 30-goal seasons. Can you believe that?
That's quite a few.
You bet. Here come the Sharks down the left side. Wenberg leads the way in into the slot. There's a shot on goal by Celebrini. He had 2 men on him, but he snuck that puck through, and a good save by Dostal with 26 seconds left on the Sharks' man advantage. This power play will come off, and the second unit will get the dribs and drabs of 26 seconds of power play time to be exact. Michael Misa is back out there with Sherwood, Gaudette, Eklund, and Dickinson. Granlund in the faceoff circled against Misa. Misa's trying to win the draw. It's poked at. Sharks keep it in. Dickinson holds it, slides it over to Gaudette, keeps the puck, goes down low, and back to get it there. Anaheim, John Carlson tries to clear, and with a little help from Granlund, he does. But out of 10 seconds left in the Sharks' man advantage. Zone entry by Dickinson. It comes back out. Dickinson gets it back there from Sherwood. Holds onto it. Behind the back pass to Eklund on the right boards. Down low to Misa. In front for Sherwood. That was a nifty play, but Granlund got a little piece of that pass with the stick and knocked it out. And that's it for the power play. But how about Misa moving the puck there?
Yeah, nice little pop play again, using that low down and that pop into Sherwood. And there, like you said, Granlund just got enough of that to disrupt the one-timer by Sherwood.
Sharks won. Ducks nothing. 3:35 to go in the first. The goal by Smith on the power play, his 22nd from Macklin Celebrini. The Sharks dump into the offensive zone. The Ostapchuk line is out there, grinding it out again. Gaudette pursuing, but here comes Jackson Lacombe for Anaheim, moving right to left. He feeds on the right wing of the Sharks line. Dumped into the zone there by Ian Moore, and the Sharks will grab it quickly and start to move it out. Pass by Graf across the ice. Mario Ferraro hustles to it and pokes it forward. Got it across the Anaheim line at least before the Ducks poke it back the other way. Now Eklund had a couple of swipes at the puck, but it was deflected back by Washi. 3 minutes to go in this period. San Jose has better puck possession now as they move out of the zone. Led by Mukhamadullin. Gets to the blue line. Gains the zone. Feeds it on the right. Eklund checked away by Zellweger. And here's Leo Carlson for Anaheim. Boy, he can move. He's got it down the right. He got by one man. Now he tries to get by a second, but then he runs into the third man, and that guy is Mukhamadullin, who bodies him off the puck. You want to see more of that from Mukhamadullin, don't you?
Yeah, nice job. Quick closing there.
Here comes Wenberg attacking across the line. Turns to the middle. Oh, he had 2 men, and he missed him with the pass. Both Eklund and Ferraro were driving the center lane. 2 layers of offense, but unfortunately, Wenberg's pass just a little bit off the mark. So 2:18 left. Slipping by an Orlov check. Here are the Ducks moving in. They shoot. They score. That's Ryan Poehling down the right wing side. He's got a great wrist shot. He slips by Orlov down the wing. Turns to the middle of the circle and snaps it up top to get it past Askarov. The time to get 1-1 for Anaheim with 2:13 to go in this period.
Early penalty on Misa there with the hook coming across, and there he just makes a strong power move to get by Orlov and drives to the middle there. He puts his puck right up top on the blocker side on Askarov.
He's been around for 7 years in the the NHL, began his career at St. Cloud State University in Minnesota. He is from the Twin Cities area in Lakeville. He has become just a really solid performer at this level. A third-line center for Joel Quenneville's team, and that was a really nice shot.
Yeah, strong power move by a young big kid there.
Ryan Poehling of the Ducks getting his 10th goal of the season. So it's all even at 1. We're back to action. 2 minutes to play in this first period. Ty Dellandrea back in action for the Sharks, grinding it out in the right wing corner. One-on-one there. Kicked it free, but back behind the net there in Anaheim. Ian Moore tried to clear it, couldn't quite do it. Here's Toffoli trying to pick it up. A bouncer. Now Misa skates over to it, pokes it free. Dellandrea behind the goal line gets pushed a little bit. He works it loose, trying to get it over to Toffoli in the corner. Toffoli ends up with it. He shoots toward the net. That's to the short side. That was barely stopped by a somewhat surprised Dostal. And the Ducks managed to clear it all the way down. This should be icing. And it is icing.
Yeah, it was a nice job. Again, when they're on the forecheck, they're turning some pucks over there. Toffoli gets a good stick on the puck and, sneakily just kind of fakes that pass into the high slot area and then just tries to tuck that up on the short side. Caught Dostal leaning just a little bit, but he was able to get up and make the save.
We're in the middle of a great homestand for the Sharks. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow at 6:30 as the Toronto Maple Leafs come to town for their only Bay Area visit. Off the draw, Dostal scoops up a puck that rolls into him. After that, we got that big game on Saturday between the Sharks and Nashville. Monday, it's Chicago, and Wednesday, it's Edmonton, and then the Sharks go back to Anaheim for a quick trip.
A lot of big games coming up here. Exciting time to not only be a fan of the Sharks and as they're striving to get into the playoffs here, but some big games down the stretch.
Face off right side of Lukas Dostal. Minute 25 to go in the period. 1-1 the score. Once again, Ryan Poehling getting credit for his 10th goal. Drew Helleson and Lukas Dostal will get the assist. So Dostal picks up an assist on that play. Off the face-off, Sharks dump it in deep, back behind the goal line. Leddy got it loose, but Lacombe is back there. They try to clear Connaught. Celebrini keeps in, goes into the corner to Smith, trying to center it for a breaking Graf. That was a really good defensive play by Trouba to get a stick on that. Trouba and Lacombe going up against the Celebrini line here today. 1 minute left, little less than that remaining in the first period. They stopped that thrust a moment ago, and now Washi works it loose. Moves down the left wing into the Shark zone, chopped it toward the net. And Sam Dickinson coming over and providing support, got a little piece of that with his stick, slowing it down and allowing Askarov to make the stop.
Yeah, again, quick to close in the defensive zone. He recognized that, keeps the player to the outside. Really, the only play was to try and throw that towards the net, maybe get a soft rebound there, but Askarov able to glove it and get the face-off.
And so, we've got a 1-1 tie, 47 seconds left in this first period. It'll be McTavish stepping on with Vetrano out there for Anaheim. San Jose has got Gaudette stepping in, and he's going to get the face-off to the near boards. Orlov pokes at it. Sharks push it out. Knocked forward by Ostapchuk, and Goodrow moving down the right wing got a piece of it. But that's a good glove play by the defenseman Moore to knock it back out of the zone legally. Sharks pick it back up. 30 seconds left in the period, and they move right back into Anaheim territory. It's Adam Gaudette left corner with Barclay Goodrow. Gaudette with the puck being checked there by Moore, but he's digging for it, worked it free. Goodrow reaches in, snaps it around, but unfortunately before it got to Desharnais, it's a good read by McTavish to knock it out of the zone, and he gets it down into the Sharks' end with about 10 seconds to go in the period. One more rush, and Ostapchuk can move. He makes the maneuver there against Lacombe, moves in and shoots high and wide, and a shot toward the net there on the final seconds before the horn from Desharnais hit a couple of skates. Don't forget, Zach Ostapchuk got the game-winning goal in Anaheim for his first goal as a Shark, and he was moving in. That was a good scoring chance for him.
Yeah, and again, he uses his legs. He did a really good job the other night in St. Louis, I thought, on a few attacks, getting in on the forecheck, creating some pressure, and he had an opportunity there.
How good was Yaroslav Askarov in the first period? Well, the Sharks got outshot 13-7 by Anaheim, and San Jose, with a 1-0 lead, watched Anaheim tie it. Smith and Poehling have traded goals. It is 1-1 at the end of the first period here at SAP Center at San Jose. We'll come back with a guest from the dressing room. That's coming up next on the San Jose Sharks Audio Network.
Greatness doesn't settle for last seed in the playoffs and an early exit. It doesn't rest on its laurels or stare at pennants in the rafters. Greatness isn't found in the past, but in the boundless promise of tomorrow. Forget business as usual, break new ground, and build something unforgettable. Win it all, then win it again. Smash records, defy expectations, usher in a new era. Greatness isn't about what you've done, it's about where you're going. Whatever you do, don't stop. SanDisk, proud partner of the San Jose Sharks.
Now's the time to plug in. Meet the all-electric Toyota BZ, designed for drivers who embrace innovative reliability. With a single charge driving range estimate of up to 314 miles, the BZ is built to take you farther. Fast charging gets you back on the road quickly, and every BZ battery is backed by an 8-year or 100,000-mile warranty, whichever comes first. With 21 hybrid and electrified vehicles, you'll find one that feels good. Toyota, let's go places. See dealer for warranty terms and conditions.
Every day, families with critically ill children face the unthinkable, being far from home while their child receives life-saving medical care. Ronald McDonald House Charities Bay Area steps in to ease this burden, providing no-cost housing, free meals, and comprehensive support services to families whose children are being treated at the Bay Area's leading children's hospitals. But we can't do it alone. Your support, through donations or volunteering, helps families stay close to each other and the expert care they need. Visit rmhcbayarea.org to learn how you can make a lasting impact.
1 in 8 women have thyroid issues.
Am I the one? I am kind of tired. I should see a doctor. Is it genetic? Does my health plan even cover tests like that? In-network? Out-of-network? Why is this always a whole big thing? Wait. I have Kaiser Permanente. So my coverage includes regular preventive care. Guess it doesn't have to be a whole big thing.
Kaiser Permanente. Healthcare that just works.
Sharks fans, Fieldwork is thrilled to be the official non-alcoholic craft beer and proud partner of your San Jose Sharks. Whether you're at the tank or watching from home, Fieldwork is brewed to be a part of the moment. With uncompromising non-alcoholic beers and legendary IPAs to classic lagers and everything in between, Fieldwork has something for every taste and every occasion. Make every occasion special. Drink Fieldwork.
Exciting first period here at SAP Center at San Jose between Northern and Southern California rivals. The score at the end of one is the San Jose Sharks 1 and the Anaheim Ducks 1. Big part of the period, the Sharks killing off 3 power plays by Anaheim, and a huge part of that penalty kill all season long has been one of the Sharks' outstanding veterans, Barclay Goodrow, who happens to join us right now from the dressing room with Scott Hannon.
Hey, Goody, you guys had to weather a little bit of a push there by Anaheim, and you got yourself in a little bit of penalty trouble. Give us your thoughts on the first period.
Yeah, I think, it's exactly that. I think, obviously it's not ideal having to kill off, 3 penalties, but I thought the kill did a good job. And, it's good to see, our power play get one. But obviously, I'd like to play the next period a lot more 5-on-5.
Yeah, you guys did a really good job, I thought, keeping the puck to the outside for Anaheim, not really allowing them too much. As a forward, what do you key in on against a team like Anaheim?
Yeah, obviously they've lots of skill up front. They can make plays, seam passes, backdoor plays if you let them to. So active sticks, taking away the middle. Trying to be in shooting lanes as much as possible, and like you said, just try to keep everything to the outside.
Ty Dellandrea getting back in the lineup tonight, missing 30 games. How much important it is to get him back as a veteran presence there?
Yeah, he's worked his butt off to get back in the lineup. He's a big part of this team. He brings a lot to the table. He has a massive heart, and his efforts always 100% every game. So great to see him back, and thought he had an impact there in the first period.
Yeah, well, great job on the penalty kill there, Goody. Good luck in the second period.
Yep, thanks, Andy.
Well, you were listening to Barclay Goodrow and the Sharks sitting in a 1-1 tie against Anaheim, and you're listening on the Sharks Audio Network.
The Hilton San Jose is the official hotel partner of the San Jose Sharks and SAP Center. Just a short walk from the excitement, enjoy fresh California cuisine and handcrafted cocktails at Seco Restaurant and Bar, indoors or on the inviting patio. Then unwind with upgraded amenities in the serene comfort of a luxurious Waldorf Astoria bed. the perfect way to complete a great experience. Reserve your stay today at HiltonSanJose.com or call 408-287-2100. Hilton for the stay.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at powercopiers.com.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Sharks tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Sharks and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score.
Mullins, long three, he hit it from the logo.
Don't miss a second of the men's and women's Final Four on Sirius XM.
End to end and a one-hand hammer.
The women's semifinals tip off Friday at 6 Eastern.
Lauren Betts, a machine, 18 points.
Then the men take the court Saturday at 6.
The Arizona Wildcats are going to the Final Four.
Listen to Westwood One's coverage on Sirius XM College Sports Radio, Channel 84, and the Sirius XM app.
We deliver the NHL.
We are now joined by Team USA head coach Mike Sullivan.
Talk to us about the progression of USA hockey.
We used to always joke back then that Canada could probably put 2 teams that could compete in those international events. Well, I feel like the United States are in that boat right now, and that speaks to the depth of the talent that are at the elite level. There's so many people that deserve credit for that, but it's simply remarkable how far hockey has come in the United States.
Sirius XM, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
.com to book a consultation today.
Only a few games left in the regular season, but you've got to elevate your experience with the only all-inclusive food and beverage space that's bowl-facing at SAP Center. Score your individual game tickets now in the Penthouse Lounge. View availability. Visit sjsharks.com/PHL before the tickets are gone. Let me tell you something. It is a special experience to be part of that. You'll have great food, have all your friends or your business associates together, and you can enjoy some outstanding hockey down the stretch of the regular season. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, fantastic idea.
Now, tell me a little bit about the first period. Sharks had to kill 3 penalties. That's the bad news. The good news is the way they killed it, they were brilliant.
Well, specialty teams, we know, we talk about it all the time, how important it is in any moment, in any game, but especially down the stretch. As goals can be hard to come by, but the Sharks executing on the power play has been crucial against the St. Louis, getting 3 goals, getting a goal here tonight, and on the penalty kill. Again, yes, they took 3 penalties, but they're going to have to kill penalties at key moments in games down the stretch here, and they showed it in this first period. They kept the puck to the outside. They really cleared through lanes. The D did a good job boxing guys out from anything that came up high. So overall, just a really good effort here on the power play, or on the penalty kill.
Meantime, Macklin Celebrini on the power play, making things happen with Will Smith, setting up his Robin and getting the face-off toward him and putting the puck into the net. Great assist by Celebrini. And now the only player who's ever had more points than Macklin Celebrini in a single Shark season is Joe Thornton. Joe Thornton had 114 points as a Shark in his second season with the club in 06-07. Always mix it up with the season that he won the Hart Trophy. The year before, he had 125 points, but he had a whole bunch of points with Boston before he joined the Sharks that year. My memory was he had 92 points as a Shark, and he broke that record the next year. But other than that, nobody has even come close to that. And Macklin Celebrini with, 9 games left after this is poised to maybe even in a position to break that.
You never know. You never know. And the way he's played in St. Louis, he had a couple in that first period. He was dynamic. He had an opportunity a few other times to get some points. And you just never know with a player like that. He can come out, he creates so much offensively. And on that goal, you saw it. Anaheim all facing, all looking at what he was going to do with the puck. Will Smith found that little slot area and executed a perfect pass to a one-timer for Will Smith.
On the other side of the ice, Ryan Poehling, an excellent wrist shot, gets by Askarov for his 10th of the year at 17:47 of the period. So it's 1-1 at the end of 1. We'll come back with more of our intermission next on the San Jose Sharks Audio Network.
Join those.
The best amateur players in women's golf will compete in the Augusta National Women's Amateur.
This could go in, and it does!
SiriusXM is your exclusive home for this premier event with top amateur talent on display.
I love the grind. I love playing, and to be out here this week at Augusta National, it's just a dream come true.
Hear the Augusta National Women's Amateur, Saturday, April 4th at 12 p.m. Eastern on PGA Tour Radio, Channel 92, NBC Sports Audio Channel 85, and on the SiriusXM app.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
New general manager of the Buffalo Sabres, Jarmo Kekalainen.
Did you expect it was going to happen, so quickly where you're in the race?
We started winning games, and that happened already before I took over. The confidence started growing, and the game becomes easy, and all of a sudden you believe in yourself, and you believe in the group, and the snowball starts rolling into the right direction.
The Power Play with Steve Koulias. Weekdays at 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. NHL Morning Skate.
What's the big difference been for the New York Islanders this season?
Matthew Schaefer. Here's Schaefer now passes Phil Housley for the most goals scored by an 18-year-old defenseman. The only other comparable I have right now, and I'm not saying he's going to have the Bobby Orr career, but he's got a great future ahead of him, is Bobby Orr to Matthew Schaefer.
NHL Morning Skate. Weekdays at 7 a.m. Eastern with Gord Stellick and Scott Laughlin. NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, scores!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
MLS, NWSL, the USL, and more covering the beautiful game here at home. American soccer lives on SiriusXM FC 157.
Experience the game like never before with insights and stats calculated by SAP. We're connecting you to more than 30 years of Sharks hockey. Let's go beyond the numbers.
We go beyond the numbers with the number 30. That's the number of games that Ty Dellandrea of the San Jose Sharks missed. He revealed that it was a knee injury that kept him out when he got run into at the post area of the game against Columbus back in January. He's on the ice, and he's already showing his skating ability and his energetic style of play. It's going to be awfully important for the Sharks down the road to potentially a playoff spot. But it has been a long run, and he talked about his journey to get back to health and to get back into tonight's game.
Yeah, it's been eye-opening for sure. I've never been out for that long or had an injury of that sort, so it's been eye-opening. And you learn a lot about how much you miss the game and just maybe sometimes take for granted just playing, every night. So, I missed it a lot. Missed the guys. The guys have been awesome, supportive, and then our staff has been amazing. Just helped me get back as quick as possible. Potsy, Steve-O, Ross, everybody has been great. Just being in my corner.
So it was an eye-opening experience, was it, Ty? Well, what was the most eye-opening part of it?
I think just how, when the guys are on the road and you're at home training for a long period of time, how, isolated you are and you're just trying to rehab and get back. So you miss the guys and then just missing the game. I miss, it's what we love to do. We're competitors and we like to play hockey. So watching games and wanting to be out there and a big playoff push has been a grind, but hopefully we'll be back soon and help the guys.
Well, he's back in tonight, and Dellandrea also was really happy with the way his career and his game was going when he went down with the injury, which made it awfully difficult to deal with. He said that the way that things were shaping up, he was pretty happy being a Shark.
Yeah, I felt like I was playing good and had a good role. So it felt really good. I was having a lot of fun with the guys, with hockey in the game, and playing as I was. And yeah, it's hard. That's injuries are hard, tough to take a step back or take a seat while you feel like you're playing some really good hockey. So that's just the way it goes, and fight to get back and come back better.
Well, he's back in, and he needs to be better because the San Jose Sharks are in a battle to get into the playoffs. What's it like, Ty Dellandrea, coming back into action after missing 30 games and having to be in a situation where every little detail is critical?
I think the most challenging part would be just playing at that speed and your conditioning. You know, I didn't skate for about 2 months, so you don't even take that long of time off in the summer, right? So just getting that conditioning back, I think we've done a great job with our coaches and medical staff of having really hard days and pushing it. So you try to simulate it as a game as much as you can, but you'll never be able to simulate a game in practice, no matter how hard you go. If you're out there for 4 hours, it won't be like a game, you know. So just getting that conditioning back in the best place it can be.
Well, so far so good for Ty Dellandrea in his first game back tonight against the Anaheim Ducks. There's a national television audience that's watching, and certainly a worldwide audience is listening to this feature. Experience the game like never before with insights and stats calculated by SAP. We connect you to 30-plus years of Sharks hockey as we go beyond the numbers. Teams will be coming back to the ice pretty soon, and we will have another big period coming up with the score 1-1 at the end of one. This is the San Jose Sharks Audio Network.
Ever see people move an umbrella at a tailgate to cover the beer coolers? Or fill their only sink in a hotel room with ice? It's actually kind of crazy the lengths people will go to make sure their beer is ice cold. But no matter what people do, one thing is pretty clear. Because it's not a beer unless it's a cold beer. That's why the Coors Light Mountains turn blue, to tell you when your beer is as cold as the Rockies. Celebrate responsibly. 2026 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Beer.
Greatness doesn't settle for last seed in the playoffs and an early exit. It doesn't rest on its laurels or stare at pennants in the rafters. Greatness isn't found in the past, but in the boundless promise of tomorrow. Forget business as usual, break new ground, and build something unforgettable. Win it all, then win it again. Smash records, defy expectations, usher in a new era. Greatness isn't about what you've done, it's about where you're going. Whatever you do, don't stop. SanDisk, proud partner of the San Jose Sharks.
Johnny's on his couch. It's almost game time, and he's fiddling with the remote. He can't find the game. He's really struggling. He's not going to find it. He threw the remote. He has thrown the remote.
Is this your sports experience? With live sports on the SiriusXM app, all the big games are just a tap away.
Wait. Johnny's pulling out his phone. He's got the SiriusXM app. He's listening to the game. I did it. Have yourself a day, Johnny. Have yourself a day.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the San Jose Sharks Audio Network.
The fastest game on ice.
Step on. Next Smalls, he's in. Smalls to step up. He scores!
SiriusXM NHL Network Radio.
I'm Dan Rusanowski along with Scott Hannon. Great first period, lots of entertainment. Sharks have a couple of things they'd like to clean up a little bit, but they had the 1-0 lead and a great goal by Will Smith, assisted by Macklin Settabrini at 4:37. And then at 17:47, Ryan Paling, a beautiful goal of his own, his 10th, assisted by Drew Hellison and goaltender Lukas Dostal. Anaheim outshot the Sharks 13-7, so Yaroslav Askarov was asked to make some pretty big saves, including a couple of dual stops. I remember that one against both Terry and Leo Carlson, that were just tremendous saves.
Yeah, the Troy Terry one where he had to do the splits. You called it the octopus arms came out, and he was able to make that save on a power move by Troy Terry.
Off the face-off, here we go. Second period is underway, and Macklin Settabrini moves with one hand on the stick down the wing into the offensive end. He's finally ridden off the play there by Killorn, but Settabrini checks him hard into the boards. Puck skips free. It's in the Shark zone. Then John Carlson with a shot on goal is stopped. Nick Leddy and Tim Washi having words as Nick Leddy did a pretty good job in boxing that young man out to allow Askarov to see that puck.
Yeah, and there you said the presence of Carlson there up on the blue line, just that little shiftiness to be able to create that lane as he gets a pass, and it looks like there's going to be a pull to the middle there, and he just takes a step outside, gets that shot towards the net. But a good job there by Leddy to box the player out.
In his combined totals with both Washington and Anaheim, John Carlson has 11 goals and 44 assists, so 55 points. He scored 70 points 3 times in his career. That's a big number for a defenseman.
Yeah, some offensive juggernauts there in Washington at some times, but he's a guy that can definitely spark it on the back end.
1-1 the score, just underway in the second period here at SAP Center. Sharks get control of the faceoff, and they throw it to center ice. Eklund loses on a stick check, though. And so Anaheim will scoot back to their own territory, and there's John Carlson flipping it through Eklund's reach. Leo Carlson skates left to right. Veers to his left across the blue line. Couldn't split through the players, but Anaheim is in front of the net, and Kreider gets a golden chance all by himself, and a great save by Askarov. Just standing tall, not allowing any space, and I'll tell you what, that was a great chance for a veteran like Kreider, but a big save by Askarov.
And there's the danger of Carlson there. He gets the puck in from the blue line there, attacks the middle of the ice. He eventually gets the entry on the far side. Nice little sauce pass to Kreider as he was shifting back door there, but great save there by Askarov.
Okay, face off to his left now inside the Sharks' end. San Jose's got a wakey a little bit here to start the second period. Mario Ferraro guns one around. And it'll be Toffoli tipping it to the middle of the ice. And Misa will poke it forward. Delandria giving chase. He knocks it forward to himself, makes the move on Lacombe behind the net. Then he runs into the check in the corner. But he takes it back and he walks out in front, gets the angle play toward the net. That's a pretty good save by Dostal. And Delandria had Lacombe all over him on the play. Good that he got that shot away.
A strong forecheck and able to get that turnover there.
Well, Delandria kind of cross-checked in the back by Trouba in the neutral zone as they made contact. So Ty will make his way off the ice. He just has such an enthusiastic vigor about his game, doesn't he?
Yeah, just such an energy. On the attack, on the forecheck there, he's helping to create the little bit of pressure to eventually get that turnover.
And now the Sharks back check. Good job by Gaudette to steal it. He races to center ice. Had the game-winning goal on Monday. Carries to the blue line. Adam Gaudette shoots one in. Ostapchuk with the big hit there on the defenseman Moore. Now Goodrow trying to reach in and get it, but Moore back behind his goal line. Goodrow gives a little bit of a bump in the direction of John Carlson, but the Ducks break out. McTavish across the line. Walks into the zone. That was a dangerous shot moving down the middle, but it went wide of the net, and the Sharks chip it clear, and they will get the line change as the puck will stop short of icing inside the San Jose end. Nathan Gaucher is in his first NHL game today. He's playing center with Vetrano and McTavish in this second period, and he throws it forward. Winds up tipped on goal from long distance, but good to see a young man like Gaucher getting an opportunity. This is his first NHL season. He's been around as a pro for 3 years, and he's been playing for San Diego, so we've seen him a lot with the Barracuda in the Pacific Division of the AHL.
Yeah, nothing more exciting than getting in your first game. The nerves and the butterflies, but he had some speed coming down on that last rush.
But your first game was a little bit different because it was on a converted swimming pool in Japan.
Yeah, just a tiny bit different. A couple points in the old first game, led the league for scoring.
Icing against the Sharks off the faceoff. That was just such a memorable trip. The entire time in Japan, it was just a fascinating experience. I think the highlight for me was, you guys didn't do this, but our group that was on the off-ice group got invited to the U.S. Embassy. And we were actually in the same room where Douglas MacArthur met with the Emperor, which was an incredible, historic kind of a feeling to be part of.
I think my most exciting thing was seeing Bernie Nichols and Joe Murphy walk around in kimonos the whole for 2 weeks.
I would say that's probably true. As right now, we are back to action in the second period. Grateful Dead night here at SAP Center. So everybody is just mellowed out here in the corner. Here's Mikhail Granlund moving back behind the Sharks' goal. Former Shark stick handling, trying to tie the game. Askarov, I think, applied the stick check there on him as he tried to walk out. And San Jose clears it out. Could be a chance for Smith. He's got Graf busting down the middle, and also Celebrini. Here's Macklin moving in, shooting the puck. It's blocked by Trouba. Macklin Celebrini gets it over to the near side to Smith. He taps it back to Orlov on the point. Walks into the left circle, throws it to the slot. Celebrini shoots. That hit the goalpost, it looked like, after the save was made by Dostal. Will Smith and Celebrini putting on a show here. And here's Celebrini to Smith. Smith stick handles over to the right corner. Turns back toward the point. Stops. Dishes off to Celebrini. Celebrini stops on the right wing half boards. A player for Anaheim has lost his stick. Here's Smith shooting it. Wide. Rebound, Desharnais kept it in with Graf. Graf back for Desharnais. Slides to Celebrini up top. Feeds cross ice to Orlov on the left point. Back across the rink to Desharnais on the right. He goes down to the circle. Dropped it back to Celebrini. He twists, he turns, he stick handles. He gives it now to Smith. Smith doesn't have an angle to shoot, so he drops Celebrini on the near boards. Celebrini throwing it toward the net. Graf is there. Back to Macklin, near side. Holds onto it. His great vision. Giving him the puck now back to Graf. Back to Celebrini. Throws in front for Smith, but it's off the skate of Lacombe. Smith was there with his stick, and Lacombe made a great defensive play. But the Sharks are right back on it. Graf carries down the left wing, gains the zone, loses on the check to Trouba, and finally the Ducks able to put it off a Shark stick. and back across the rink, and it goes into the bench area. But that was another domineering shift by that Celebrini line, with Colin Graff stepping right in for the ill Igor Chernyshov and not looking out of place at all.
No, did a nice job in front of the net. So important to have that net front presence that allows Celebrini and Smith to try to roll around. Killorn had lost his stick for a bit, but off that entry originally, and Macklin Celebrini put that one off the post, and Trouba had to make a big block on the first save on the 3-on-2.
Anaheim throws a big check in the neutral zone off the face-off. Now we're back to action. Behind the goal line in the Shark zone, it's Mukhamadullin and Ferraro playing catch with it. Mukhamadullin near side, angles it forward. Eklund's going to let it go. He tips it. No icing on the play as Wenberg racing down with Zellweger. They fight for it. Zellweger kicking it in his skates, but Eklund came over and sealed off the lane. Eklund feeds to Wenberg behind the goal line. Hellison trying to check him. Eklund there, Wenberg had 3 guys on him, but he poked it loose. Sherwood provided help, and now it's Mukhamadullin gunning it around the far side to his partner Ferraro. Fed behind the net by Wenberg. Here's Eklund twisting away from a check from Hellison. He stick handles to the right corner. Feeds it back toward the point. Kept in by Sherwood. Has to use the backhand to poke it to a breaking Mukhamadullin, who throws behind the goal line. All around the perimeter for the Sharks now as Ferraro plays catch with it along with Wenberg. And now Mukhamadullin banks it off the left corner boards. Eklund sends it from behind the net all the way around. Ferraro loses on the check to Terry. The Sharks have got to get back quickly. There's a lead pass on the right, Kreider. Across the line, little drop for Leo Carlson. Carlson stick handles, takes a look, throws it back on the point, held in by Seneca, loses on the stick check to Sherwood. Sherwood's looking for the headman feed, but Eklund didn't put quite enough steam on that, and so Seneca was able to tip it back.
Yeah, tough little bounce there off the half wall there as Eklund just tried to play that out to get that in front of Sherwood without getting the icing there. Just not enough juice on it.
And that's the choice he was making right there, not to put too much on it because it would have been an icing call, and they were at the end of their shift. Fresh guys out for the Sharks. Here's Seneca down the right wing into the Sharks' end. Beckett Seneca throws it back behind the Sharks' net. Reversed by Ferraro all the way around out to center ice. Misa's on it. He's down the left. He's across the line. He drops for Toffoli. Holds it. Buys some time. Moves back. Throws it off to the far side of the ice. And Dickinson shoots wide. Misa on the rebound. Behind the net. Spins with the puck. He's checked there, but he worked it free away from Moore. Dickinson right side. Feeds it back to Leddy. He shoots. It's blocked by Seneca. And Leddy's going to get back here on Seneca. A little help from Toffoli, too. And that pair pokes the puck away from Anaheim, and the Sharks will be able to regain. Delandria, nice lead pass to Toffoli down the left. He's got Misa breaking in. He's behind the defense. He's walking in, and he tried to make the move, and it's checked away by Dostal right at the edge of the goal crease. Misa got it back and tried to center to Toffoli, but couldn't quite put it on the tape. Now Leddy loses the puck on the point. He's checked by Mason McTavish, but the Sharks steal it, and Toffoli is able to angle it off the glass, get it in deep, and the Sharks get that Ostapchuk line on the change. Goodrow chips it free. Orlov blasts it. That's blocked by Gaucher, who actually broke his stick blocking that shot. Goes back to the bench to get a new one, and Anaheim will pick it back up and feed it up the left wing side up to the Sharks' blue line. It does not enter the zone just yet. Now Jackson Lacombe recovering a bounce, throws it in deep. Orlov back to get it, poked it away from Tim Washi. And on the far side of the ice, it's Ostapchuk that's able to push it clear. Gaudette kept it going. And neutral zone, kind of a loose puck on the boards on the bench. So Ostapchuk will just send it back into his own zone. And it'll be angled forward. And fed all the way down, unfortunately for Orlov, that's icing against the Sharks.
Again, the Sharks a couple times have gotten in trouble. The defensemen have got their shots blocked up, high. They're getting some zone time. They're getting some pressure. That puck gets up to the point man, and the shot gets blocked. So give credit to Anaheim as they're making some big blocks from their forwards, which is sort of springing that neutral zone speed a few times. The Sharks have got to be better there.
It's a 1-1 tie, so it's anybody's game right now. 7:39 gone by in the second period at SAP Center. We are glad you're with us. Greetings to everybody who has us synced up to the national television feed. You love that. Off the face-off right now, Zellweger, a very dynamic offensive defenseman, moves into the Shark zone, spins off the check from Goodrow, tries to get through Desharnais, but Desharnais' a pretty big body. He can't do that, and it's worked loose. Into the right corner of the Sharks' end. Goodrow sends it to an open spot behind the goal. Orlov tried to backhand it out. It was intercepted, and Orlov is shaken up on the play. He's down on his knees off to the right of the goal as the Ducks try to center and take advantage. Orlov hobbling to the slot now to get in position, and Anaheim's Killorn can't get the shot through. And the Sharks having trouble handling the bounce. Granlund moves back in. He's blocked by Desharnais. That had to hurt for Desharnais, too. So both Sharks defensemen hobbled a bit. But Macklin Celebrini on the ice on the change gets it out, bounces it in the offensive zone. And those two defensemen taking one for the team in the same shift.
Yeah, Orlov took it. Looked like he took a hit in the corner there. I'm not sure what happened.
Here's Eklund walking out of the corner into the zone. Loses the puck. There was Sherwood, edge of the crease. Chopped at it, but he put it wide of the goal. Keeper Sherwood. Stick handles near side. Almost slid it there to Eklund, but the Ducks have good coverage there. Sherwood bodied up by John Carlson. He comes up with the puck. He centers it off the defense. It's Wenberg getting it right side. Fed it back to the point men. Mukamadul on the shot. Now it's tipped, and now it's taken back by Eklund and Wenberg, and they play catch with it. Wenberg in the right corner. Tries to poke it free to Sherwood. He has to muscle it to himself. Sherwood on the right boards. Muscles the backhand pass back to the point. But unfortunately, Ferraro can't move around the check of Kreider. But he makes a nice recovery there. Back checks, knocks it away from Kreider. And now Sherwood sends on the left. Zone entry for Wenberg. Sharks threatening in this 1-1 tie. Here's Ferraro. The shot right on. Save made. There's a rebound near sideboards. Sherwood gets it back. He shoots it up high. I think that might have hit the top of the crossbar. And it ricocheted up top, out of play. With 9:28 gone by in the second period, still 1-1.
Yeah, nice pressure there. Good. Again, good job by Mario recovering from that right point there and getting that initial rush. And Sherwood puts it off, I think, the helmet or the crossbar.
Or both.
Yeah, or both. I think you're right.
Well, we've got a break in the action now with 9:28 gone by in the second. Fasten your seatbelts, folks. Don't go anywhere. This is getting really interesting. It's a 1-1 tie halfway through the game between the Sharks and Anaheim on the San Jose Sharks Audio Network.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Hereeth my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
At BritBox, character is everything. Stream the iconic characters defining British TV on BritBox, including Ludwig.
I think I might just have solved a murder.
Vera.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Agatha Christie's Poirot.
Bonjour.
And more beloved favourites.
I'm a policeman. I'm a professional. I'm a Time Lord.
I'm the Duchess of York. Once you know them, you never quite forget them.
I ain't being vain. I just am special.
Stream the best of British TV on BritBox. Watch with a free trial today at BritBox.com.
1 in 8 women have thyroid issues. Am I the one? I am kind of tired. I should see a doctor. Is it genetic? Does my health plan even cover tests like that? In-network? Out-of-network? Why is this always a whole big thing? Wait. I have Kaiser Permanente. So my coverage includes regular preventive care. Guess it doesn't have to be a whole big thing.
Kaiser Permanente. Healthcare that just works.
Well, the Sharks have a unique back-to-back home set of games in the middle of the week. Tomorrow will be on the air at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time for the Sharks and the Maple Leafs. You can celebrate Pride with the Sharks and get a free Pride Sure Seat with a $50 or more purchase from the Sharks Pro Shop. Get ready for that Pride game tomorrow, April the 2nd. Go to sharksproshop.com and use code PRIDE26 when you check out. Maple Leafs have had a little unsettling weeks, haven't they?
Yeah, unsettling weeks, unsettling just times, you know, from the Mitch Marner and losing him to, you know, free agency to whatnot. It's been a struggle there in Toronto.
Well, it all started in 1967-68 when Punch Imlach decided to trade Pete Stemkowski. That's what happened.
Yep, Stemmer.
The curse of Stemmer continues after 58 years. Set all the way down the ice now inside the Shark zone by Anaheim. 1-1 the score here. Anaheim starting to try to throw their weight around a little bit, have you noticed? Paling works it free. We got a penalty, maybe? No, a hand pass coming up here. As that was against Anaheim, so they will bring the face-off outside the zone. In case you're wondering, Pete Stemkowski was on that big line with Jim Pappin and Bob Pulford. That was a critical group that won the Stanley Cup for Toronto back in 1967.
There you go.
I used to love to go to the Montreal Forum when he was doing color with me because they had all the banners for the Stanley Cup for the Canadians. And they won in 65, they won in 66, they won in 68. And I would go through it one by one. I go, hey, what happened in 1967? They don't have a banner for that. He loved it. Off the face-off, a chance for Vetrano, who hit the post in the first period, but this time it's deflected wide. Sharks scramble to get the rebound. That's a good effort there by a couple of Sharks as they hand pass it forward, but Adam Gaudette, he just is always there and puts a good effort on the wing with Zach Ostapchuk.
Yeah, a lot of speed on this line, and again, we talk about it enough against St. Louis. They heavy on the forecheck, using their speed to their advantage, and just playing simple and fast. Talk about one of the Toyota keys tonight, and this line was the epitome of that against St. Louis.
Face-off controlled by the Ducks, but nope, it's a false start. So they'll bring it back. All season long, Sharks fans have shown up loud and proud, and it's our turn to say thank you. Join us on Saturday, April 11 at 7 p.m. for Fan Appreciation Night against Vancouver, presented by SAP. Lots of surprises, a reusable cooler bag giveaway. There are some seats available, so get them now at sjsharks.com/tickets. 1-1 the score here. Sharks trying to get their groove back here as they backhand into the offensive zone. Zellweger back to control, got it around the boards, but Orloff down the left wing intercepted it, kept it in play, feeds to Goodrow in the corner, wins the battle with Zellweger as he comes behind the net, and he whips a pass around to the right point. Now gets a return feed on the right boards from the man on the point, Desharnais. It comes off to the left, shot by Orloff, blocked. Anaheim Zellweger, very good skater, stick handles up, but flips it forward, missed McTavish on the pass. That'll be icing against Anaheim. Now, if you're Luca Cagnoni of the Sharks organization playing for the San Jose Barracuda, you might take a look at Olen Zellweger and see the way that he plays, because that's the way that this young man is going to have to make that jump to the NHL. Zellweger is not the biggest guy, but he's great on his edges, very smart with the puck. When he doesn't have it, he tries to use the laws of physics to his advantage instead of trying to outmuscle everybody.
Yeah, and again, you got to be so smart, and like you said, good on your edges. You got to be quick to close, but and again, and that skill has really got to take it to another level, because you got to be able to move the puck quickly, spring the offense off of the attack.
Sharks move in. Graff gets it to Celebrini, feeds to the middle. Dickinson looking for the shot, kind of looked up for a second and overskated.
Oh, it just rolled off the stick there. I think that pass originally was expected to go to Will Smith.
Killorn down the left side could have a chance, but Leddy, the wily veteran, gets over there and just delays the opportunity a little bit for Anaheim. Dickinson in front of the net, knocks it away from Washi. Dickinson takes down his man. Celebrini back to help out, but Killorn able to chip it aside. The Harvard product goes up toward the top of the left circle and backhands one, but it's wide of the net. Moore keeps in. Anaheim threatening here as Granlund behind the goal line tried to make the play. Knocked away from him. And Will Smith tries to get over there, but Killorn chips it around him. Fed back to the point. And a quick shot for Anaheim. Whistles wide for John Carlson. Ian Moore from the right boards tried to put it off of Granlund's stick in the slot for a tip toward the goal. And Will Smith defensively checking it with Celebrini's help away from Leo Carlson. But Carlson gets it back, knocked it away, and only a quick flick of the stick for Nick Leddy poked it aside and got the Sharks' Dickinson to clear it out. But Granlund's back on it. Good shift for him. He moves into the zone. He feeds to the slot, and it's off of a stick, and a good stick save off a misdirection play by Mikhail Granlund, but Askarov got a piece of it.
Wow, shifty little play as he hesitated and just did that little flip play to get to the middle of the ice.
Here comes Leo Carlson moving in. He tries to power it through, but the save made and a cover by Yaroslav Askarov. One thing that's missing for Anaheim in this game, a 38-goal scorer, Cutter Gauthier, who played college hockey with Will Smith at Boston College, is not available because he got injured last game against Toronto. And they miss him, but boy, the crafty Mikhail Granlund making plays, and he's just so hard to play against.
Yeah, he's able to create that little bit of speed, that hesitation to execute in the middle of the ice, and he made a strong move towards the net.
Breaking the action, 7:36 to go, second period. Tonight's game is coming to you from SAP Center at San Jose. The score, 1-1. The Sharks all even with Anaheim on the San Jose Sharks Audio Network.
The Hilton WrestleMania is coming, and SiriusXM Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7 is getting you ready for the Squared Circle's biggest event.
There's nothing bigger than WrestleMania.
Hear in-depth breakdowns of the matches.
This is a career moment for CM Punk.
Join the daily conversation.
Cody's a star. What has Cody done to make you hate Cody Rhodes? Seriously.
The road to WrestleMania 42. Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7, channel 156, and the SiriusXM app.
2-on-1.
It's coming down to the wire.
Out and across the lightning line, right circle Theodore. Theodore is checked by Hagel. 2-on-1 the other way.
Where every point can make or break a team's dream.
For Kucherov, score! Kucherov!
The push to the playoffs.
The push to the playoffs.
Nathan McKinney's got some room. He scores!
Only one team looking to bring home the cup.
The Florida Panthers are back-to-back Stanley Cup champions.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Sirius XM 91.
Hey, Jim Rome here. What's cracking?
Hi.
Hope you're enjoying the game, and when you're not taking in a game, find us on Sirius Channel 161, XM Channel 206. In fact, we'll be there every weekday afternoon, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you've got something you want to break down from this game, you know where to find us. Just make sure you have it taken. Don't suck.
Step your game up.
That has never changed. In fact, the show has never changed. We're just back home, and it's great to be there. Sirius 161, XM 206. See you there.
Through the Sharks Foundation's Goals for Kids program, each Sharks goal means a $1,000 donation to support underserved youth across the Bay Area. We'll have more on that in a second. Right now, back to action as the Sharks are even 1-1 with the Anaheim Ducks. 7:25 remaining in the second period. The pass ahead goes to Sherwood, but an offside is called against San Jose. So why don't we talk about that Sharks Foundation Goals for Kids program? Again, $1,000 for every goal scored, supporting the underserved youth in the Bay Area. And that's made possible by our presenting sponsors, SAP, TechCU, and Toby Philanthropies. Also by supporting sponsors like the Swenson Foundation and Credo. Learn more about this unbelievable program at sjsharks.com/goals for kids. Here come the Sharks. Wenberg down the right across the line, puts on the brakes, holds it, throws it rink wide off the boards. Mukhamadullin takes it, throws to the net. It came off of a stick, and Eklund tried to shoot it, but it got blocked by a stick as Eklund went down to the ice. Sherwood hits his man Leo Carlson as the puck skips back to the Sharks' blue line. And behind that blue line, it'll be Mukhamadullin and Sherwood that pick it up. Long Sherwood pass across the rink to the right. Wenberg gains the zone entry on the right boards, holds onto it so expertly. Now he loses on the check, kicks the puck forward with his skates. Recovered by Sherwood, feeds down low. Eklund's got a chance to walk out of the corner, but he is blasted to the ice by Jacob Trouba, and the puck slides into Dostal from the severe angle. Trouba's known for that kind of a check, and that was a very characteristic Jacob Trouba stoppage.
Yeah, he's pretty strong on his stick as Eklund tried to, the shiftiness and tried to beat him down low to the post side, and Trouba wanted no part of that, sort of drove him to the ice. But a good play there by Wenberg earlier to be able to create that possession as he tried to get 2-on-1, and Sherwood with a quick play down low.
Our broadcast tomorrow will be at 6:30. Sharks and the Maple Leafs. Right here tonight, we've got San Jose and Anaheim. The battle between two California teams. Off the draw, Misa digs the puck out of a pile and throws it back toward the point. Desharnais feeds behind the net. Chipped that by Toffoli. Delandria back into Toffoli. Tried to center it for Misa. It was a really good play by John Carlson. Just got his stick out there.
Yeah, again, just that the ability to just nullify those plays into the box. So important to try and create offense through there. And Ducks doing a good job right now, not allowing many shots, much action there through the slot.
The Sharks are back into the offensive zone, and Toffoli will take it. Spins it back toward the point. Good deflection by Seneca. Knocked it away from Orlov, and so the Sharks regroup back in their own zone. Orlov has it. Moves from right to left in the second. Got checked, poked it forward. Misa protecting it, gets it across the line. He tried to slip around a check. Seneca takes it away, gets by Orlov. Only one man back, and it's Dickinson. And Seneca made the move, lost the puck. Dickinson tosses ahead. Here comes Delandria. Across the line to Toffoli. Feeds on the right. Fed to the slot. Tipped on goal by Delandria. And that is a position save by Dostal. I don't think he knew where it was going, but it hit him in the pad, and the Ducks dodge a major bullet there.
Yeah, great execution on that 3-on-2. The little draw pass to Foley with an amazing pass there through to Misa, and the shuffle back through to Delandria. Just couldn't quite find it.
And now Delandria gets back defensively and makes a really good play there on Mikael Granlund on the far boards. Not once, but twice. Granlund's going to persevere, though, and knocks the puck forward, but Leddy's able to backhand it. Not out. There's Granlund again to keep it in the Sharks zone. Granlund to Killorn in the left corner of the Sharks' end. Back to the point men. Here's a play. Tellison fed in front. Tip, score! Killorn, a tic-tac-toe play. The only reason why Anaheim takes the 2-1 lead here is because of Mikael Granlund's play on the left wing boards. That allowed for the puck to come back to the point. Killorn knocks it home to put Anaheim in front. Good defensive plays, too, against Granlund. But again, Granlund keeping the puck in not once, not twice, but a third time. And finally, it came back to the point man. And that was just a nice use of space by Anaheim there. Killorn had fed it back to the point, and Lacombe and Helleson combined. And the Landry just got beaten to that open spot, as you mentioned. And making it 2-1 Anaheim is Alex Killorn. So Killorn gets credit for the goal. That is his 13th of the season. And that is going to be from Helleson and Lacombe.
Yeah, you talk about creating offense. You know, any young forward there, you get hit and you play physical into the corners there. And as that puck gets up to the blue line, try and beat the defender back to the front of the net. So important for the defending team to be able to create that gap, or to maintain body position on the inside. And for the offensive team to beat their guys back to the forward, stick on the ice, and look for those lanes.
Off the face-off, Anaheim 2, the Sharks 1. Ducks with it in the Shark zone. They keep it in play. Lacombe pretty good with the puck, fed it far side. Kreider rink wide, and Trouba the shot toward the goal, knocked down in front. Sharks down by a goal. They move it out. Celebrini on the move to center. Veers to his right, crosses the line, gives it back. Graff stops it, shoots it on net. Stick save made by Dostal. That was a nice little setup, and Graff on the left wing, a right-handed shot, had a good angle. I think it might have hit slightly on his defensive stick on the way in.
Yeah, Trouba was able to get just enough of that to disrupt the strength of that shot. A pretty easy save there by Dostal.
Dostal behind his net makes the stick stop on another dump in. Graff in there very quickly. Smith behind the net, tied to center for Celebrini. But I'll tell you what, these Anaheim Ducks defenders are closing that lane off from behind the goal with a quick use of the stick. Here Macklin Celebrini steals the puck. He's bumped on the right wing side of the ice by Lacombe, and the puck skips back behind the goal line, and there's Nathan Gaucher in his first NHL game. He dropped it back to the D, now looks for the pass back in the neutral zone. A bouncer to him on the left. Here comes a shot from Vetrano. Always dangerous. A save made by Askarov, and after the whistle, we get a little scrum to the left side of the San Jose goal. Guys have sticks up against each other. Eklund involved there with McTavish, and also Desharnais in the thick of things for San Jose. There goes Desharnais' helmet flying through the air with the greatest of ease. And that'll get separated here quickly by the linesman.
Nice big Vinny Desharnais not allowing anybody to get through to the crease. There's Vetrano sort of on his back, and he throws the big arm around there.
He's got the big smile on his face, too, after his helmet went flying.
Yeah, talking to the ref there a little bit. I guess they're allowed to rip my helmet off and throw it in the air, he says.
Are they giving him a penalty? Looks like it. Looks like Vinny Desharnais is on his way to the box, and there's going to be somebody for Anaheim on his way in, too. 3:47 to go, second period. On Grateful Dead night, we've got the San Jose Sharks down to Anaheim 2-1. We'll be back on the San Jose Sharks Audio Network.
Howard Stern.
Howard Stern? Oh, come on. Howard, how I love you.
I love you, Howard.
I love you, man. You're the best.
Great question. That's why you're the best.
The greatest entertainer in the world.
I have so much respect for you, and this is my favorite conversation ever.
I just heard the best show ever.
Really? What was it?
The Howard Stern Show. It's really good. Very entertaining. I approve of this show.
Only on Howard 100. Now available to most subscribers.
NHL Morning Skate.
What's the big difference been for the New York Islanders this season?
Matthew Schaefer. Here's Schaefer now passes Phil Housley for the most goals scored by an 18-year-old defenseman. The only other comparable I have right now, and I'm not saying he's going to have the Bobby Orr career, but he's got a great future ahead of him, is Bobby Orr to Matthew Schaefer.
NHL Morning Skate. Weekdays at 7 a.m. Eastern with Gord Stellick and Scott Laughlin. NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL Play-by-Play on Sirius XM.
Join me, Scott Laughlin, and Gord Stellick, along with former NHLer Mike Johnson for NHL Morning Skate, weekday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
Sharks.
Welcome back to SAP Center at San Jose. We've got 3:47 to go in the second period. Sharks had the 1-0 lead in the first when Will Smith got his 22nd goal of the season. That one a power play goal assisted by Macklin Celebrini. Celebrini's 102nd point of the year. But Ryan Poehling tied the game late in the first with his 10th of the season from Helleson and Dostal. And then Alex Killorn scored his 13th goal of the season, also from Drew Helleson and Jackson Lacombe. That was at 14:59 of this second frame. So Anaheim showing why that they're dealing with adversity well without the services of Cutter Gauthier tonight. They have a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, and they can come at you a lot of different ways. And the Sharks have got to find a way to create a little bit more offense in the offensive zone inside position. They've got to battle to get some more shots in between that little box, because really Anaheim's doing an excellent job filtering everything to the outside, turning some pucks over into the neutral zone. So the Sharks got to be better there.
Battle continues tomorrow against Toronto. And then after that, Nashville on Saturday, Blackhawks on Monday, and a couple of nights later, the homestand will continue and conclude against the Edmonton Oilers. Right here, it's the Sharks trailing 2-1 to the Anaheim Ducks. Poehling, who has a goal, goes up against Wenberg. And it'll be Wenberg winning the draw. That's good help by Mukka Madula to make sure the Sharks won that faceoff. Now he twists away from Poehling's check, turns away a second time, creates some space for himself, and slides it over to Wenberg, who's got to turn away from Killorn now. These two guys, Poehling and Killorn, are aggressive forecheckers, and they are pressuring the Sharks here as San Jose tries it again. Eklund starts to move it up the middle, moves to his left, picks up speed, crosses the blue line, slides to his right, puts it off the right boards to himself, then drops it off for Wenberg, who's moving to the slot. Here's a chance, Orloff, save, rebound! And it's knocked away by the defense. Too bad for William Eklund right there.
The rebound was sitting right there on a great little play off the boards, and that little shuffle pass back into Wenberg. Wenberg finds Orloff on the backside, and he rips that up off the shoulder of Dostal. The puck was sitting there. Eklund just couldn't find it.
Here comes Eklund up the right side again. Tries to slip by his man. Gets checked there by Washi. Bumps him back at the end of his shift. Washi gets the headman feed as Eklund is off the ice. He cups to the Sharks line. Loses on the check there to Orloff. And Will Smith is able to poke it free. And back skating now, Sam Dickinson will look for Will Smith on the right. He's got him. But Smith is deep in his own territory. He's got the goal for the Sharks. Celebrini, who has the assist, goes back now in the direction of Smith. But a duck stick. Of course, it's Mikhail Granlund. Knocks it away. He's just so smart and is stick in the right position all the time. Of course, we saw that when he was a member of this team a couple of years ago. Sharks regained in their own zone, but that killed some time and delayed the opportunity. Here comes the Shark attack now. Smith to Celebrini. Couldn't handle a bouncer. Gets it back and shoots in. Smith is giving chase on the right boards, trying to hang on to it. Good effort by Lacombe to knock it out. Celebrini trying to get it back, but just glanced away from his stick with Trouba defending. And the Ducks, with 1:58 to go in this second period, are in defensive mode to a certain degree, hanging on to the lead. They're also patient. They throw it ahead to Troy Terry. He moves across the line. Little nice dump to the right, blocked by the skates of Dickinson. Dickinson losing his footing, but he dropped it off to Misa with a good reaction. Misa skated into trouble instead of away from it, loses on a stick check. It's Seneca in the slot. Time to throw it over to Leo Carlson. Knocked away by Sam Dickinson's stick. Leo Carlson to the point. Shot by Moore. That was a heavy one. It went wide of the net. And Toffoli goes out to center. Tipped there by Sherwood over to Misa. He just bought some time by moving to his left. Caught across the line. Shoots one around the boards. And it'll be Toffoli into the corner, getting it back. It's Sherwood now holding onto it. Tried to backhand it toward the point, but that was knocked away by Moore. And the Ducks break back to the Sharks line. The pass for Seneca, knocked away there by Mukka Maduna. Minute to go in the period as the Sharks break to the Anaheim line. Can't get it. Back the other way comes Seneca. Driving on the right, crosses the blue line, shoots in deep. Now it's back behind the goal line with 50 seconds to go in this second period. 2-1 Anaheim on top. Wenberg checking Poehling. Knocked it away from him, at least pushed it out of the zone, but Anaheim's got possession, and there is 40 seconds left on the clock. There are 40 seconds left on the clock. Grammatically correct. Inside the Sharks zone, off to the left side of goaltender Askarov. A scrum for it. Clock continues to tick with 25 seconds left in the period. Anaheim worked it free. Lacombe being checked far side of the ice by Eklund, so he's forced him to the outside. No shot. Instead, he dumped it into the corner. Ferraro was knocked down on the play by Jeff Viel. Now a big check there by Wenberg knocked it free. Worked loose by the Ducks. Spun around the near boards by Anaheim up to the point. Trouba keeps it in. This is a very effective shift. Maybe one more chance. Good defensive play by Wenberg. Comes out with 5 seconds left. He won't have time. He tried the shot, but the long distance attempt got blocked. And that's it for the second period. Anaheim, a masterful job at holding the lead there and holding puck possession in the final minute and a half.
Yeah, masterful job on defense, really only allowing the Sharks 14 shots through 2 periods, and a lot of them from the outside. They're doing a good job blocking shots from the point man and really eliminating those opportunities to get pucks into that box and trying to create some better scoring chances, and they're quick off the attack as well. So the Sharks have got to figure out a way to create a little bit better scoring opportunities here in the third if they're going to get back into this.
Well, tonight is a special night here at SAP Center at San Jose. As we've been saying all along, it is Grateful Dead night. And, of course, the Grateful Dead, that legendary band, has a very strong connection to downtown San Jose. When we come back in our second intermission, we will chat with Dan Orloff and Mark Purdy, 2 people who have been doing a lot of work to promote exactly what the Dead's legacy in San Jose is. And that's coming up on the San Jose Sharks Audio Network.
1 in 8 women have thyroid issues.
Am I the one? I am kind of tired. I should see a doctor. Is it genetic? Does my health plan even cover tests like that? In-network? Out-of-network? Why is this always a whole big thing? Wait. I have Kaiser Permanente. So my coverage includes regular preventive care. Guess it doesn't have to be a whole big thing.
Kaiser Permanente. Healthcare that just works.
Now's the time to plug in. Meet the all-electric Toyota BZ, designed for drivers who embrace innovative reliability. With a single charge driving range estimate of up to 314 miles, the BZ is built to take you farther. Fast charging gets you back on the road quickly, and every BZ battery is backed by an 8-year or 100,000-mile warranty, whichever comes first. With 21 hybrid and electrified vehicles, you'll find one that feels good. Toyota, let's go places. See dealer for warranty terms and conditions.
I don't know if I've been this excited about baseball as much as I am now.
Nobody loves baseball more than SiriusXM.
Baseball at the highest level is the best sport. It's the best sport.
The energy, the excitement, the enthusiasm, that was a win for everybody who loves baseball.
I love the game so much. Such drama.
MLB on SiriusXM. We're passionate about our national pastime.
I loved the game last night. Baseball's the best.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen, walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM. The best hockey lives here.
Burns gets it back, stick handles to the backhand, moves in front, score!
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM.
287-2100. Hilton for the stay.
Welcome back to SAP Center at San Jose. The Sharks are trailing the Anaheim Ducks by the score of 2-1, but there's also a musical feeling in the crowd here at the Shark Tank, as we have some great representatives of an organization called San Jose Rocks that are right here, good friends of ours, Dan Orloff and Mark Purdy. Mark Purdy, of course, longtime writer for the San Jose Mercury News, one of the best in the business of what he has done in his career. And Dan Orloff is public relations man extraordinaire, knows exactly the greatest issues to pick up. Gentlemen, I think this is a fun tradition we've had here at the Shark Tank for a number of years. I'm not sure if we're in the Jerry zone or the Phil zone right now, but I think what we are in is a celebration of the Grateful Dead with the group Aardvark playing here tonight. Why don't you tell us a little bit about San Jose Rocks and the connection to what's going on here?
Well, San Jose Rocks is a new nonprofit that celebrates and basically puts the musical soul of Silicon Valley out to the world. Stories that the world's not aware of, that nearly every technology that we record, distribute, and listen to music can trace its roots to San Jose and the Valley, including the world's first radio station, which went live in downtown San Jose in 1909. The world's first DJ, a woman named Sybil Harold, in 1912, right up to Apple, Dolby, Ampex, now NVIDIA. And also, many of the bands that the world associates with San Francisco actually got their roots here in San Jose in the South Bay. Grateful Dead, Jefferson Airplane, Creedence Clearwater. The list goes on and on. Janis Joplin would come down here to rehearse. Joan Baez, David Crosby, Irma Calkin, and Jefferson Airplane would hang out at a little folk music club. San Jose State University has more attendees, students that went to San Jose State with Grammy Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductions, than all Bay Area universities combined.
Isn't Fleetwood Mac another one of that group?
Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Beck.
They both went to San Jose State.
They both went to San Jose State. They would hang out in Campbell. One of their favorite restaurants out there was in Campbell, and she's twice inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It wasn't until Fleetwood Mac brought her and Lindsey on board that they sold their first million records.
That voice you're hearing is Dan Orloff. Now Mark Purdy. We've heard your voice here many times over the years, but not necessarily in this context.
No.
and you know, there's a real history with the Grateful Dead in downtown San Jose. In fact, the site, if I'm not mistaken, of where City Hall is today, in that area, is where the Grateful Dead actually made their first appearance as the Grateful Dead after they were the Warlocks.
That is a correct story, and not a lot of people know that. It's San Jose's history in rock and roll is vastly underrated, and Dan was nice enough to ask me to be his chief fact-finding officer for San Jose Rocks, and one of the facts I found out was that, yes, on December 4th, 1965, the Grateful Dead played its very first show as the Grateful Dead in a house on South 5th Street, and that site is now occupied by City Hall. So Dan and I and others worked to have a plaque put on that site, and we were successful in doing that. And last December 4th was the 60th anniversary of that. We got a very cool plaque there. We actually got permission from the Grateful Dead representatives to use the Grateful Dead logo on that plaque. And everybody should go down there and see it, and maybe you can still catch some of the vibes, some of the tie-dyed acid test vibes from that night. Now, there's an interesting story, though, Dan, about what happened to the house.
Is it in the San Jose Historical Museum, or did it get moved somewhere else?
I'll let Dan Orloff tell you that part of the story.
Mark and his team went looking for a house that we thought had burned down in 1995 due to an arson. And just weeks before we unloaded the plaque on City Hall, they discovered that the house was live and well and had been relocated in 2003 to 390 North 4th Street. So the house that was where the world's first publicly advertised acid test by Ken Kesey happened, the night Grateful Dead first performed as Grateful Dead, the same night that the Rolling Stones were playing to 2 sold-out gigs only 6 blocks away at the Civic Auditorium, is in great condition, owned by San Jose State University's Spartan Shops and used for faculty off-campus affordable housing.
So, but you can go there and see the house where the Grateful Dead played its very first show. Just don't knock on the door. There's people.
Yes, right. And the story's on SanJoseRocks.org. Mark penned the most definitive story ever done on what happened on one night that changed the world of music. And many would say, if not for LSD that was moving through the valley before Silicon Valley, we may not know Silicon Valley.
Well, that's Dan's theory. I'm more into the music.
Yeah.
LSD was legal then, by the way.
Yes,
I should point that out.
It was.
So, I just love doing research on that, like what songs the Dead played that night. You know, how did this happen? It happened because the Stones were playing the show. Ken Kesey had the acid test going. He handed out flyers on the steps of San Jose Civic to come to the acid test, and it was a crazy story. I loved uncovering stuff about it. I don't know how I've become the leading scholar on this particular event, but it seems I have, and I think just. It's kind of example to Dan. A lot of people just don't know or understand San Jose's. Look, the Sharks are a part of a cultural force here in San Jose, question. Right? Well, so is the music here. And as I left the sports writing business, I love music, and I loved researching the history of rock and roll in San Jose. Tonight we're talking about the Grateful Dead, but there's others too.
What do you think it was about San Jose at that time that created this cauldron? Because people talk a lot about Laurel Canyon in Southern California being another source where all of these things happened, CIA site there notwithstanding. But beyond that, what was it about San Jose in particular?
Well, Dan can chime in, but I think a lot of it came out of San Jose State. You know, a lot of those artists went to school at San Jose State, including later the Doobie Brothers, right? The Smothers Brothers were at San Jose State, right? But in terms of what we're talking about here with the Grateful Dead, coming out of San Jose State, there were little coffee houses around San Jose State. One was on South First Street called the Offstage, and that's where. So I talked to Jorma Kaukonen, who was the guitarist for the Jefferson Airplane. Right?
Outstanding guitarist.
Yes, and he went to school at Santa Clara U. He told me he shows up at Santa Clara U, and he's already a finger-picking guitar guy. He says, "Where do the cool people hang out here?" And he's pointed to this coffee house, and he tells me, I walk in there, and the first two people I saw were David Crosby and Janis Joplin. That coffee house kind of became a hotbed, and there was another coffee house on 10th Street. This is like 63, 64, still kind of acoustic stuff. And then
from the folk era to
the folk, and then it evolved with the acid test. It evolves into this, electric stuff. And, that night of the acid test, I had never thought about this way before, but I found an old Jerry Garcia quote where he says, that night, and they're playing, but that's the first night they're showing crazy lights on the ceiling. Kesey's got the thing wired up with all kinds of strobes and all that stuff. That was the start of light shows. There had never been like a light show at a show. That was in that.
So are you saying that maybe the first Space Jam might have happened during this time, or was that a little bit later?
I don't know. I don't know. Ask Dan about that.
Well, we got to ask Dennis McNally, who, by the way, has been the longtime public relations guy for the Dead. He went to St. Lawrence University, where I went to college.
Oh, excellent.
New York.
Great guy.
Really good guy.
He helped us out with our December 4th event. We were trying to get somebody from the band to represent the band at our December 4th event a few months ago. And we wanted, Bob Weir or Will Kreitzman, but Kreitzman's in Hawaii. Weir was sick.
On his way.
But he pointed us to Garcia. Help me out. Trixie Garcia, Jerry's daughter.
Oh, okay.
So she came and represented the band there, and so Dennis was very helpful to us in that regard.
So, hockey and the Grateful Dead. Believe it or not, there's always been kind of a connection over the years. I know that back east, there were some Ranger fans that took the Steal Your Face logo and put a Ranger logo in the middle of it, and they called it Steal Your Face Off.
I like it.
That was their deal. They used to, and this happened outside the New Haven Coliseum, where people were selling veggie burritos and waiting and wondering whether Jerry was going to sing Sugary in the second set.
Right.
But beyond that, what about the legacy of the future now? What does this represent for the future
in terms of
just music?
Oh, San Jose Rocks. Well, Dan is in charge of that, and he's
by curating all these stories, we're also talking about the rappers that are coming out, the hip hop artists coming out of the South Bay, EDM. So in essence, we're playing it forward for tomorrow's rock stars on and off the stage, celebrating this history right in our own backyard, basically celebrating the soul of Silicon Valley, and we know the musical soul of the Valley. We know it will inspire others. So
we know
that's it. .org. And a lot of it still exists at San Jose State. We had some San Jose State. This was a really fun part, Dan, when we had the December 4th event. We got some students from San Jose State to play Grateful Dead songs, a Spartan Jam Band, and they played some. So we had kids there, they're early 20s, and of course we had some septuagenarians there. It's amazing to me the Grateful Dead transcends these generations, and to think it all started here. I mean, the band started in Menlo Park and Palo Alto as the Warlocks.
Record store, right?
Right, as the Warlocks. And then they changed their name to the Grateful Dead, and their first gig was here as the Grateful Dead. I don't think enough people know that or understand that. And now, and they also played one of their first shows, like ballroom shows, in the San Jose State Ballroom a few weeks later, right?
Yeah.
So, they have a big history. I put it this way, the Grateful Dead are kind of the world's band. Later, they spent some time in San Francisco, and they were, and then went to Marin County, headquartered there. But there's only one place where they played their first show, and that's here in San Jose.
Now, we know that there is a plaque downtown to celebrate the history of radio. Doc Harold, what became KCBS, first radio station in the country, right here. But where is the plaque exactly, and where can we find it?
Well, the plaque is, the Grateful Dead plaque is at the City Hall Rotunda building, facing onto 5th Street. If you're looking at San Jose State University on San Fernando looking north, you'll look right at the plaque.
Right. It's right there on South 5th, where South 5th Street dead ends into the backside of City Hall.
Gentlemen, I think this is a fun night.
Yeah.
I think the fans really enjoy it. Fans of all ages, by the way, enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I think this is a great project to have San Jose Rocks talk about not only the culture of the past, but how it bridges to the future. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Oh, this was great, Dan.
Here's
Here's what's happening on Sirius XM Sports.
It's Western Conference Battle tonight on NBA Radio as the San Antonio Spurs face the Golden State Warriors. Live coverage from the Bay Area is on now, followed by complete wrap-up of another busy night in the association. It's on Sirius XM Channel 86 and on the Sirius XM app.
Sirius XM Sports, wherever you are, your team plays here.
NHL Morning Skate.
What's the big difference been for the New York Islanders this season?
Matthew Schaefer. Here's Schaefer now passes Phil Housley for the most goals scored by an 18-year-old defenseman. The only other comparable I have right now, and I'm not saying he's going to have the Bobby Orr career, but he's got a great future ahead of him, is Bobby Orr to Matthew Schaefer.
NHL Morning Skate. Weekdays at 7 a.m. Eastern with Gord Stellick and Scott Laughlin. NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Feel the pulse-pounding drama of the UEFA Champions League knockout stage on Sirius XM FC. The stakes are raised as Europe's elite.
Real Madrid do what they do best. A five-star show from Manchester City. What a start for Inter.
Battle in a quest for club soccer's ultimate prize.
This is the place where dreams come true.
This is where legends are made. The Champions League knockout stage on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
We deliver the NHL.
With Brandon Busty of the Carolina Hurricanes.
Did it ever cross your mind saying like, hey, it's going to be a tough journey to the NHL? And, your mentality was, you know what, I'm just going to trust the process.
In hockey, opportunity comes in very different ways and at different times. My opportunity came now. The team in front of me has been unbelievable. They're the main reason for my success. It's fun to be a part of.
Sirius XM, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
To learn more, visit Comerica.com/small business. Comerica Bank, member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
Welcome back to SAP Center at San Jose. We are between periods 2 and 3, and we've got a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard to talk to you about, courtesy of the Hilton San Jose. Hilton for the stay. Go to sanjose.hilton.com now and make your reservation. Only 3 games in the NHL today, so this will be quick. How about this one? Third period in Colorado. Vancouver is leading by the score of 6-4. Did the Avalanche forget to have breakfast or something? I don't know what's going on there. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, the LA Kings in the second intermission lead the St. Louis Blues 1-0. Adrian Kempe has a power play goal. That is the only goal there. Right here, it's 2-1 Anaheim. Teams will be coming back onto the ice, and we will return for the third period next on the Sharks Audio Network.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Sharks tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Sharks and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Sharks. Greatness doesn't settle for last seed in the playoffs and an early exit. It doesn't rest on its laurels or stare at pennants in the rafters. Greatness isn't found in the past, but in the boundless promise of tomorrow. Forget business as usual, break new ground, and build something unforgettable. Win it all, then win it again. Smash records, defy expectations, usher in a new era. Greatness isn't about what you've done, it's about where you're going. Whatever you do, don't stop.
The best amateur players in women's golf will compete in the Augusta National Women's Amateur.
This could go in, and it does!
SiriusXM is your exclusive home for this premier event with top amateur talent on display.
I love the grind. I love playing, and to be out here this week at Augusta National, it's just a dream come true.
Hear the Augusta National Women's Amateur, Saturday, April 4th at 12 p.m. Eastern on PGA Tour Radio, Channel 92, NBC Sports Audio Channel 85, and on the SiriusXM app.
To book a consultation today.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID.
Everything is better on ice.
Angles his way in. Provorov cuts in and scores!
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Go for the third period, and the San Jose Sharks definitely have a challenge. They trail by the score of 2-1 after 2 against the Anaheim Ducks, with the go-ahead goal scored at 14:59 of the second period. Alex Killorn's 13th from Drew Hellison and Jackson Lacombe. When trailing after 2 periods of play, the Sharks have come back twice to get victories and twice more to either lose in overtime or in a shootout. That's at home. Overall, they've come back 6 times this year to get victories when trailing after 2. And they've got the puck. Moving left to right. Smith bats one down, looks for Graff, goes off his stick, but he recovers. Sends over to Smith, stick handles, throws it over to Macklin, and Macklin Celebrini scores! 27 seconds into the third period. Graff, Smith, Celebrini, and Macklin Celebrini. It is spectacular finish. Ties this game 2-2.
What a play.
Goal number 39 on the season for Macklin Celebrini, 27 seconds into the third period. Let's not forget, it's been, 12, 13 years since somebody scored 40 goals in a season for the Sharks, and he's one away from doing that. Joe Pavelski, the last one to do it.
Yeah, it keeps climbing up those lists. And again, going back to that, just great pressure, great stick by Colin Graff to create that turnover and find Will Smith in the middle there. And just an excellent release there by Macklin.
Well, that should be Celebrini's 39th from Smith and from Graff at 27 seconds, and this crowd just absolutely loves what they're seeing here. We've got a face-off coming up at center ice. Alex Wenberg's line is already out there with Orloff and with Desharnais on defense. And Coach Joel Quenneville going with his big lineup. That's Leo Carlson, Troy Terry, and Chris Kreider. And the Ducks move right back in. It's Kreider in close, being checked by Eklund. Now it's work free, knocked away by Wenberg, and he stick handles it out. The MVP chants are wafting from the stands here as the Sharks move into the offensive zone. And those MVP chants are only for one man, Macklin Celebrini, age 19, having an unbelievable year. That is point number 103 for Celebrini. Here comes William Eklund down the left side. Lead pass for Sherwood, and it bounced off his stick just as he broke in. That's happened a few times tonight.
Yeah, he just lost his footing there as he also came in there. He was a little unbalanced as that pass came across.
Misa, Sherwood, Eklund finishing some time together on the ice. That's Misa replacing Wenberg. And it's cleared back out by Anaheim. Now Tyler Toffoli is out there with his familiar line mate, Michael Misa, and with Ty Dellandrea today. Able to lift it clear to center ice. Fans chanting, "Let's go Sharks," as Dellandrea checked by VL down to the ice. Worked free by Anaheim at the Sharks line. Seneca, long shot. That missed the net. Rebound off the glass to Lascarov's right, and the Sharks clear. No icing on the play. Toffoli is going to get there. He centers out in front. Unfortunately, Ty Dellandrea couldn't quite get it, and it was bounced clear by Anaheim. Now we get a stoppage of play and a hand pass violation in the neutral zone against Anaheim, so they blow it dead. 1 minute and 59 seconds gone by in the third period, and already this crowd is energized once again by the Macklin Celebrini line.
Yeah, that was a great spark. That's the one they needed. They didn't create much offense, consistent offense in the second period. They knew they needed a spark, and they got it really early on by the Macklin Celebrini line on a great turnover, great pressure.
Face-off drop, controlled by the Ducks. So far in the face-off department, Anaheim is 139%, the Sharks 61. There's a shot toward the goal now by San Jose, turned aside. And the Anaheim Ducks down the left side have an offensive chance here. McTavish throws toward the goal. Gaucher tried to tip it. Mukhamadullin defended with Ferraro. They knock it aside, and the Sharks clear it. No icing on the play, so San Jose will make the quick line change and pull off the Zach Ostapchuk line and replace it with Macklin Celebrini's trio. Celebrini pressuring, but the Ducks defense get it around him. Petrano tips into the offensive zone, stopped behind the net there by Askarov. The Sharks start to move it out. Leddy, nice spin away from a check. Bounced off the boards by Smith and Celebrini, and they tip it across the blue line, and Anaheim is back to get it. Trouba able to clear for Anaheim, but Smith in the neutral zone snaps it back to Macklin Celebrini, and he tried to dump it in, but it went off the stick of Lacombe. And it went way over the top of the netting and into about row 15. And again, that was off of the stick of Celebrini, so a fan's got a nice souvenir.
Nice souvenir. That one went way up there. They don't often get the souvenirs up that high as that went off the stick of Lacombe as he came up on Celebrini as he attempted to dump that puck in.
Celebrini against Washi on this face-off just outside the Anaheim line. 2:55 gone by in the third. Game is tied at 2 at SAP Center. Celebrini, Smith, and Graff up front. Dickinson, and Leddy on defense. They're going up against Granlund, Killorn, Washi. And on defense, Lacombe with Trouba. Ducks win this draw. They send it ahead. Killorn has got a nice goal today. He's able to backhand one into the offensive end. Granlund pressured, but Dickinson fed it behind the net. Then will be sent out to Smith by Celebrini. He skates up to center ice, looks for Graf on the right, but pass a little bit too hard for Graf to take. So Anaheim will recover it and spin it back. Washi down the left side, gets up to the Sharks line, bumped a bit by Leddy. That allows Dickinson to get back with Leddy's help and poke it free. And Celebrini's right there as usual, and he backhands it onto the zone off his stick. Granlund deflected that back into his own territory. And the two defensive players, Helleson and Zellweger, out there. Helleson with 2 assists today is having a pretty good game. Knocks it forward, but he's checked there. Now Eklund applies the check against his countryman, Leo Carlson. It's flipped back the other way by the Sharks, deep inside the Anaheim zone. Good big hit there by the Sharks keeper Sherwood against his man Zellweger. But Zellweger held his ground on that play and was able to poke it up the boards, and now a turnover. Orlov gave it away. Here comes Terry. Shoot, save, score! Orlov lost the puck. Terry's first shot was stopped by Askarov, and the rebound popped back to the right winger, and he tapped it around Askarov to put the Ducks in front. 3-2 at 4:04 of this third period.
And again, heavy pressure there by Terry as he's coming down. Orlov just didn't really sell that first pass enough as he just feathered that over into the middle of the ice. Terry gets a stick on it, ends up breaking down. Askarov made the initial save, kicked the rebound, right back out to Terry, who had a gaping wide open net to fill the bucket.
Goal number 18 of the season for Troy Terry. An unfortunate moment for veteran Dmitry Orlov as the Ducks take the 3-2 lead. That should be an unassisted goal. And so the face-off at center. Long way to go yet. 15:56 remaining in the third. Fans are definitely getting their money's worth here.
There's some high pace there, and a lot of this is, again, coming off of these turnovers. Again, the early goal by Mac and Celebrini off the Graf.
Lost puck. Here's Seneca, 2-on-0 in front. And getting back is the man who gave it away, Muka Madulin, just getting a little piece of the puck. Misa knocks down his man at the near side. Vieldo getting back up, sliding it ahead to Palin, gets underneath the D. Centering feed blocked there by Ferraro's stick. The Sharks are scrambling a little bit right now in the defensive zone as they lift it out back down the ice.
Yeah, the defenders we got a little mix up there. Viel taking a little run at Toffoli there into the corner.
And now Ostapchuk takes a run at Viel. Palin comes at him. Viel drops the gloves with Ostapchuk. And there they go. Zach Ostapchuk did not like the way that Viel ran at Toffoli. And now they are unleashing haymakers in their direction. Both of their helmets are gone. And the fans are on their feet here at SAP Center as a takedown there. Gets Ostapchuk down, but boy, he unleashed a couple of hard punches in the direction of Viel as well. Two tough customers going at it. Arch rival teams here in the third period.
Great job by Ostapchuk coming in there as Viel gets tied up with Toffoli there in the corner there, and Ostapchuk wastes no time as he comes over, sets the tone.
Matching majors for fighting. And so that comes at 4:47 of this third period. Jeff Viel began his NHL career with the Sharks organization. A popular guy, won a couple of Memorial Cups with Katie Bathurst. He was one of the captains of the team that won the Memorial Cup. And one of his attributes was he was as tough as nails there, and he's pretty tough right here.
Yeah, he's brought that same mentality into the NHL. Again, just finishing checks as he does on Toffoli there. Toffoli giving as good as he gets, and then Ostapchuk coming in right in, gives a little cross check, gets really right into the mix.
Fans watching a replay of it, enjoying themselves here. And there's some really good haymakers in their direction. Both guys. And Ostapchuk, a pretty tough customer in his own right. They kind of wrestle each other down at the end.
Yeah, he's winning over some of the fans here with some of the spirited battles that he's had. And they love to see the way he gets in on the forecheck. I just love the way he approaches the game. Speed, fast on the forecheck, and not afraid to mix it up when it's asked for.
So who's going to get inspired by that last bout? Will it be the Sharks? Will it be the Ducks? Anaheim leading 3-2. Ostapchuk and Viel in each 5 minutes for fighting. Off the face-off, Celebrini wins it for the Sharks. Leddy sends it ahead. Knocked forward by Gaudette across the line, but a little stoppage there by Anaheim at the blue line caused an offside. I got to tell you, Anaheim has closed gaps pretty well here at the blue line. They made it tough for the Sharks to get in. Only Celebrini's brilliance at times has gotten that puck in the offensive zone.
Yeah, and I thought Anaheim was really strong in that second period there, and the Sharks needed this spark, that goal to begin with, but they're going to need to get another one here. They're going to create some offense here.
Well, Celebrini's got 1 goal, 1 assist. Smith, 1 goal, 1 assist, and they're out there right now. And this time it'll be a face-off win for Tim Washi against Celebrini. Slid forward there by Anaheim. Granlund got it down the wing, but Celebrini getting back defensively. Washi had good position on Macklin there, knocked him down, and feeds the puck around the boards. Shot the point there by Moore, blocked. It comes back to Ian Moore on the point. The right-handed shooting defenseman on the left side. Backhands down low into the left wing corner. And a scrum for the puck now. Work free. Alex Killorn behind the goal line. Checked there by Sam Dickinson. That's a great defensive play. Dickinson first pass out. Gets it up the left side. Graf couldn't handle it. And it's off a stick and goes into the Sharks bench. And so with 5 minutes and 26 seconds gone by in the third period, we would like to remind everybody that all content from the Sharks Audio Network is now available under one podcast called Sharks Audio Network On Demand. You can still subscribe to individual podcasts like the Teal Report or the Morning Tide or the Undercurrent, but all shows will be posted under Sharks Audio Network On Demand, and that will simplify your search for on-demand Sharks content. We aim to please. Because right now we are back to action. Sharks down by the score of 3-2. Race for the puck. That's Kreider against Ferraro. Ferraro reaches out, got a piece of the puck. Now a little help by Sherwood knocks it free. But at the near side, it'll be recovered. Oh boy, Ferraro threw it in front of his own net. Mukhamadullin banks it off the boards, and it's off the skate of Leo Carlson. And it ricocheted dangerously into the Sharks bench area. That didn't miss Mike Aldrich by much, did it?
No, not by much at all. But he's quick like a cat there as he ducked down in behind that as it just went off of a skate and up into the boards. The Sharks have to clean up their, these turnovers in their defensive zone. These quick little plays, and they're sometimes throwing these pucks blind, not realizing the Anaheim players right there.
Ryan Ledwan standing right next to Mike Aldrich alongside Doug Huda. They were all right there. And they looked pretty calm in dealing with it. Off the draw, sent to the net by Anaheim. That's a shot by Trouba, patted away there by goaltender Askarov. 13:55 to go in the third. Anaheim leading 3-2. Tight game, as it has been all season long between these two teams, and lots of drama. Can the Sharks get it out? Romisa steals it away from Lacombe. Fed ahead by Orlov. Now to Toffoli. Down the right, crosses the line, sends it across the rink, breaking in. Dellandrea grabs it, shoots it, save made! Rebound Dellandrea. Gets that from Dostal in the corner. Ty Dellandrea energetically going for the puck in his first game back in 30 games after being out for that length with a knee injury. Work free. Desharnais can't quite keep it in. And Orlov's going to have to backskate a little bit here as Ryan Poehling going up against him. He's going to try and slip by him. Orlov stays with him, hammers him into the boards, and Poehling shaken up a little bit after that body hit from Orlov at the last second. Cleared back out by the Sharks, but Anaheim's got possession, and they've got the 3-2 lead with 13:06 left in the third. Ducks dump it in. Graf lets the puck go this time, and it goes all the way back into the Anaheim zone. And the Sharks can get the change as a result of that decision and get set up. Neutral zone play, Dickinson. Another nice play on the boards there. Pokes it around a check. Has it again. Flips it forward. It's across the blue line. Will Smith skating for it. Will he get it? Well, he chipped it back to the point, but unfortunately, Killorn intercepts it. And here comes Granlund. Granlund against Dickinson one-on-one. Dickinson, a great skater, getting back to make that play. Feeding it over to Graf. And now here comes Leddy. Leddy can move too. He's down the right side. Up to the Anaheim line. Checked by Moore, so he shoots in. Graf, right wing sideboards, has it. As Macklin Celebrini in the corner, couldn't get the puck through. That was a good defensive play by Tim Washi. And the Ducks' John Carlson wins a battle along the boards and fed it back behind the net. But not cleared out. Well, it wasn't cleared out for a moment. Will Smith gloved it down, but his pass hit a skate and ricocheted back to the Sharks' zone. Oh well. Right now, the Sharks, Macklin Celebrini shoots it back in, and it goes off the corner boards, and it'll be all the way down. That'll be icing against the Sharks. That came from just behind the red line. And so they will whistle it down and bring the faceoff back with 12 minutes to play in the game. Anaheim up 3-2. They're out shooting the Sharks 27-17. So even though he's given up 3 goals, I mean, Yaroslav Askarov, solid game.
Yeah, played a strong game, and you can't really, put any blame on some of those goals, off some turnovers.
Face-off left side of Askarov. Puck dropped. And it's Ferraro with it. Angles it forward off the stick of Trouba. Now it's Gaucher getting the pass. Took it off the shin pad, kind of, but now it's poked free. Gaucher's got it. 2-on-1 moving in. Shooting the puck from the left wing side. That is a great challenge and a good stick save by Askarov with solid rebound control. Barclay Goodrow hit his man, Lacombe, and the puck skipped back out to the Anaheim blue line. That brings a roar from the crowd. Anaheim shoots it all the way down. No icing on the play, and it goes into a place where Askarov can't come out of the net to grab it, so Anaheim will have a chance to recover. They do. Hellison with 2 assists today. He's able to gun one back behind the Sharks net to his partner, Zellweger. Roland Zellweger knows the check is coming from Goodrow, so he sends it behind the San Jose net. But there's Mukhamadullin to intercept. He carries it up the right side, backhands diagonally all the way down, and that, unfortunately, is going to go all the way down the ice. Icing against the Sharks with 11:11 remaining in the third period. We're going to start to look at the clock to see if it's a factor after a while because of the way Anaheim is playing.
Yeah, they're playing really strong defensively. Again, they're getting back on top of the Sharks forwards, and the Sharks are being forced into these flip plays that lead to some icings. And even though the Sharks have been really good in the face-off circle, winning 59% of the draws, this can come back to bite them if they get too many icings.
They'll drop the puck this time to the right side of Yaroslav Askarov. Anaheim's got it on the right point, sent to the net, saved by Askarov off Kreider, who was one-on-one with Mukhamadullin. Kreider, a very strong player, actually got his stick through, but somehow the low pad of Askarov stopped that puck and kept it out of the net. What a save that was.
Reminiscent of that Troy Terry save early in the first period there, as he just splits and stretches out all the way to the post. As Kreider had position, he had that stick, he got it on the puck, and then there, amazing save there by Askarov.
A break in the action. This game is coming to you from SAP Center at San Jose. What a game we've got. It's the Ducks 3, the Sharks 2. 11:04 to play in the third on the San Jose Sharks Audio Network.
1 in 8 women have thyroid issues.
Am I the one? I am kind of tired. I should see a doctor. Is it genetic? Does my health plan even cover tests like that? In-network? Out-of-network? Why is this always a whole big thing? Wait. I have Kaiser Permanente. So my coverage includes regular preventive care. Guess it doesn't have to be a whole big thing.
Kaiser Permanente. Healthcare that just works.
The Hilton San Jose is the official hotel partner of the San Jose Sharks and SAP Center. Just a short walk from the excitement, enjoy fresh California cuisine and handcrafted cocktails at Seco Restaurant and Bar, indoors or on the inviting patio. Then unwind with upgraded amenities in the serene comfort of a luxurious Waldorf Astoria bed. The perfect way to complete a great experience. Reserve your stay today at HiltonSanJose.com or call 408-287-2100. Hilton for the stay.
Greatness doesn't settle for last seed in the playoffs and an early exit. It doesn't rest on its laurels or stare at pennants in the rafters. Greatness isn't found in the past, but in the boundless promise of tomorrow. Forget business as usual, break new ground, and build something unforgettable. Win it all, then win it again. Smash records, defy expectations, usher in a new era. Greatness isn't about what you've done, it's about where you're going. Whatever you do, don't stop. SanDisk, proud partner of the San Jose Sharks.
Troy Terry has given the Anaheim Ducks a 3-2 lead over the Sharks with his 18th goal of the season. That one came unassisted off of an Orlov turnover at 4:04 of this third period. The Sharks very much alive in this game, getting great goaltending from Yaroslav Askarov. Same thing on the other side for Lukas Dostal of Anaheim. We've got a nice little rivalry building here between these teams this year.
Yeah, for sure. These goaltenders have been at the top of their game in this game so far.
Off the face-off, Sharks end. Desharnais and Ferraro have it. And Ferraro put it off a stick, and it goes over the glass and out of play, so they'll do it again. This time it should be to the left side of Askarov inside the Sharks' end. So the clock, not a factor yet, but it's starting to be one. Anaheim has done a really good job in the neutral zone, especially today.
Yeah, again, it's hard to create any speed when they're not breaking the puck out very efficiently.
Face-off dropped, and the Sharks have it again. This time Ferraro comes over the near side, angles it off the right boards. Stick lifted there on Sherwood by Zellweger, so there's no icing in the play. Eklund in there with a nice little body check on Hellison, but Hellison wards that off. Feeds to Terry on the far side. He loses on the check to Ferraro's pinch. Another chance, but slipping by Ferraro was Leo Carlson, and here come the Ducks. Zellweger on the left wing side gets by Sherwood, guns it in. Desharnais hit him down to the ice, and the puck skips free. But Zellweger did his job to kill a few more seconds off as the Sharks now break out left to right. led by Wenberg down the right wing. Carries into the offensive zone, cuts behind the Anaheim net. Still stick handling with it, fed it back to the point. Came out of the zone. Dumped in deep there by Dickinson, but the Sharks have to tag up, and they decide to make the line change anyway with 10:05 remaining in the game. 3-2 Anaheim. Celebrini's line is back out there for the Sharks. And the Anaheim dumping it into the Sharks zone. Askarov left it for Leddy. Now to Graf. Lead pass for Smith, but that's knocked away by the stick of Moore. Ian Moore has been kind of a useful guy for Anaheim as we get the stoppage. And it looks like we got a break in the action. 9:55 to go in the third period. Shots are 30-17 in favor of Anaheim. And the Ducks lead 3-2 on the Sharks Audio Network.
You live for every story, every angle, all in one place. From breaking news to in-depth reporting to the voices shaping the conversation, the SiriusXM news channels keep you informed. From national headlines to business news to international stories impacting the world. All your news in one place, including Fox News Channel, CNN, MS Now, Fox Business, CNBC, Fox News Headlines 24/7, and more. Beginning at Channel 112 and on the SiriusXM app.
NHL Morning Skate.
What's the big difference been for the New York Islanders this season?
Matthew Schaefer. Here's Schaefer now passes Phil Housley for the most goals scored by an 18-year-old defenseman. The only other comparable I have right now, and I'm not saying he's going to have the Bobby Orr career, but he's got a great future ahead of him, is Bobby Orr to Matthew Schaefer.
NHL Morning Skate. Weekdays at 7 a.m. Eastern with Gord Stellick and Scott Laughlin. NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Feel the pulse-pounding drama of the UEFA Champions League knockout stage on Sirius XM FC. The stakes are raised as Europe's elite.
Real Madrid do what they do best. A five-star show from Manchester City. What a start for Inter.
Battle in a quest for club soccer's ultimate prize.
This is the place where dreams come true.
This is where legends are made. The Champions League knockout stage on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
9:55 to go in the third period. Back at SAP Center. You can cut the tension once again with a knife, to use the cliched phrase. And we've got an Anaheim 3-2 lead over the Sharks here at the Tank. Ryan Paling's got a goal for Anaheim. That was actually a pretty big goal in the first period that tied the game. He is getting the face-off win, and the Ducks have control back behind their own net now. Ian Moore put it up the boards, and Anaheim is racing for it. Seneca one-on-one there, but a hand pass against the Ducks, as it was gloved out of the zone by Anaheim's defensive players.
Yeah, and the game's just really kind of slowed down through the neutral zone. Anaheim being content with, taking some whistles there as they're gloving it out deep in the zone. The Sharks, again, having to flip the puck a few times here and get this out and getting some icings in their own favor. So,
pretty experienced staff for head coach Joel Quenneville. He's got Tim Army, who's been a head coach before, Ryan McGill, Jay Woodcroft, former Sharks assistant coach and former head coach of the Edmonton Oilers. So look at those guys. They've all been head coaches in their life. And they've got a lot of experience to go alongside Joel Quenneville, who's one of the top coaches of all time when it comes to wins.
Yeah, I coached behind, I played in front of both of them. Joel Quenneville in Colorado, I had him for a couple of years. And Woody, obviously, when he was here.
Back to action now on the ice. Sharks down by a goal. 9.5 to play in the third. Long pass there by Leddy goes too far. It's icing against San Jose. You don't want to do that too often down the stretch here. If you're going to get a zone start, you don't want it to be a defensive zone start. You want it to start in the offensive zone.
Yeah, and every opportunity they get here, it's, Celebrini gets out in the offensive zone faceoffs, but here he gets stuck out in a defensive zone situation, which limits his chance at the offense on the other side.
He's up against Leo Carlsson on this draw. Leo Carlsson wins it. Terry shoots it. It's blocked. Rebound kept in, though. Trouba sends in deep behind the San Jose net. There's Leddy with it. Turns away from a check. Runs into another one. And hurries the pass, intercepted by Trouba. He tries to shoot it. There's Macklin Celebrini to knock it aside. Celebrini is so competitive. He's grinding it out now in the corner. 19 years of age, doing that kind of stuff. Will Smith is able to lift it clear. That's going to be another icing call against the Sharks. Again, not what the doctor ordered here.
No, and again, this catches the Celebrini line out here playing defense in the zone. Anaheim now gets two shifts through this. They get the Terry line through to wear Celebrini down just a little bit. Now The next line comes out here, and it's a huge face-off here. They got Vetrano, McTavish. This is a big face-off to get some possession here and trying to get a clean breakout.
Face-off dropped. McTavish wins it. Anaheim's got it. Trouba shoots it just wide. Lacombe keeps it in, fires to the net. That's a great skate through by McTavish and a good save by Askarov. McTavish created the screen at the last possible second with perfect timing. But a better save.
Yeah, no, again, you just win those face-offs. You throw some things towards the net. Eventually the puck finds its way up to Lacombe, and you're just looking for a tip. You're looking across in front of the eyes of Askarov, and he has to fight through that to make the save.
They will drop the puck to the right side of goaltender Yaroslav Askarov, who has faced 31 shots and stopped 28 of them. Off the draw, San Jose trailing 3-2, 8:50 to play in the third. Pass by Orlov is off of a stick at center ice, goes into the benches. I think somebody on the bench just tossed it over to a lucky fan right behind the Sharks bench area. No Igor Chernyshov today because he was out with an illness. Colin Graff stepped in and has filled in admirably, fitting like a glove with Celebrini and Smith because of the amount of times they played together.
Yeah, again, it's pretty easy to play with those two guys. As far as you got to find yourself open, really it's about getting in on the forecheck, which he's done a really good job of creating some turnovers.
Michael Misa battles to win the faceoff, and now it's poked forward. Ty Delandry, who's had a couple of good chances today, tries to feed it ahead. Misa's got it on his stick. He moves away from a check. He throws on the left wing side, moving in. Orlov, stake handles behind the net, centering attempt for Toffoli, knocked away. On the left boards, Misa still has it. He loses on the stick check, and Anaheim will move it out. Sharks have a couple of guys back. Mikhail Granlund at the red line will just softly backhand in. Washi in quickly there, along with Killorn. They dig for it, but a good check by Orlov knocked it free. And Toffoli picks up, and he banks it ahead. He's trying to get it to Delandria, but that's intercepted far side by Hellison. A diagonal pass to the Sharks line, missed Killorn. Sharks settle it down. 8 minutes to play in the third period. The Sharks are down by the score of 3-2. Long pass is going to go all the way down. That's going to be icing against San Jose. That was an intended feed up the middle there for Wenberg. Now we got Sherwood pushing and shoving with one of the members of the Anaheim Ducks and having some conversations. Referee pushing him aside. That's getting interesting.
Zellweger, again, just the miscommunication there. Orlov had faked the puck to go outside. Wenberg took a peek up the ice to see where he had pressure coming from, and the puck just slid right underneath his stick and all the way down the ice.
Carlson against Wenberg now, and Alex Wenberg wins the draw cleanly. Orlov spins it around the boards, batted down by Eklund, couldn't quite control it, but Sherwood pokes it ahead, and it goes into the Anaheim zone. Sherwood applying the check on Zellweger. They had a nice little battle before. Now Wenberg picks it up, goes back to Sherwood in the right corner. He tries to sauce it toward the net. It was off the defense, and it bounced toward the goal. That's a good short side save and a cover by Dostal.
It's good heavy there forecheck there on the battle with Zellweger. And it just, again, going in there and playing physical, him and Sherwood there in the finish. And then they had a lot of spin on that play as Sherwood tries to throw in front of the net to Wenberg. Puck had a lot of spin, and it took a lot for Dostal to handle that.
I like this Drew Hellison. He's got a couple of assists today. He was drafted originally by Colorado in the second round in 2019 and was acquired along with a draft pick and a deal that sent Josh Manson over to the Avalanche, and he's been a mainstay over there. Off the faceoff, cleared back out now by Anaheim. Celebrini is chasing in his own zone again. There's Seneca putting the hit on him. Dickinson couldn't get it. Now it's VL in the corner, checked by Leddy, worked loose. Nice defensive play by Celebrini toward the front of his net, but there's Jeff VL, the former Shark, stick handling for Anaheim and killing some more time. Bounced it off the skate. Seneca slips away from Leddy. Cuts back behind the Sharks net. Centering pass. Right there was Ryan Paling, but couldn't quite control the play as it was deflected. VL gets it back behind the net. And finally, Dickinson trying to pick up. And again, the Celebrini line is caught inside the defensive zone for an extended period. They couldn't clear it out. Kept in now by Anaheim. Bounced forward, and it finally goes off the glass and out of play. So we have a whistle, and there's another line change. Macklin Celebrini's last two shifts have been focused inside his own end. We've got only 6:51 to play. How many more shifts is he going to have?
Yeah, that's the game plan for Anaheim coming into this game. Make him play defense. Make him play defense. If we can own the puck, limit our turnovers, no hope plays on offense, and if they can cycle that game, keep him playing in the defensive zone, they have a higher chance of winning this hockey game.
Zach Ostapchuk having a chat with his teammates about the face-off. Adam Gaudette's going to take the draw against McTavish. And that's a nice face-off win for Adam Gaudette. Bounced around the boards. Barclay Goodrow pokes it forward, and it's off the stick of Ostapchuk at center. Pass kind of behind him a little bit. It's too bad because it looked like it was a designated play that they were trying to do.
Yeah, it's not an easy play to create that to get the speed out. You got the D-man pinching down. You really have to be good on those board plays. That puck really didn't come hard enough as Desharnais was on his backhand there, so he couldn't quite get enough juice on that. So Goodrow couldn't just chip that puck. He had to delay, keep it back. Just couldn't get it out in front of Ostapchuk.
6:35 remaining in the third period. Anaheim leading 3-2. The Sharks just trying to figure it out. Last game they figured it out with the Ostapchuk line getting the game winner. Now they got to tie the game. Wenberg's line is out there right now for the faceoff, deep inside the Sharks' end. Leo Carlson for the Ducks going up against Wenberg on this faceoff, and Wenberg a clean faceoff win again. Fed around the boards there by the Sharks, out of the zone, but unfortunately now Anaheim's got puck possession back inside their own territory. They feed it up the left side, tipped ahead by Kreider down into the Sharks' end. Down to 6:20 remaining in the game. Nice battle win there by Ferraro and by Desharnais. And here comes Wenberg moving left to right. Up to the blue line, lost control of the puck. Eklund couldn't get it either. Good little check by Sherwood, but knocked free. And Troy Terry is back the other way for Anaheim. Into the Sharks zone, loses on the check to Ferraro. Poked it forward. Could be a chance here down the left. Here comes Wenberg across the line. Drop past Eklund, overskated, recovers it. Feeds behind the net. There's Sherwood. Now to Wenberg behind the goal. Wenberg looking for Sherwood. Glubs one down in the right circle. Returns for Wenberg. Feeds Eklund behind the net. Eklund back to the right corner. There is Wenberg to Sherwood near side to the point. Mukhamadoun on the drive. And that is a save. Screen set up in front there by Eklund, but that's a nice glove stop by Dostal. We've got 5:44 remaining in the third period. This broadcast is coming to you from SAP Center at San Jose. It's a 3-2 Anaheim lead. Breaking the action on the San Jose Sharks Audio Network.
Termites, rodents, and other pests never rest. Luckily, neither does Planet Orange. Think you may have a pest problem? Call 1-800-7-ORANGE for a free termite inspection or general pest consultation from our licensed professionals. Planet Orange is an innovator and effective eco-friendly pest control methods. They'll customize each program for your needs using the most eco-friendly solution available. So don't wait. Call 1-800-7-ORANGE. That's 1-800-767-2643. Or go to planetorange.com and get started today.
Planet Orange. Orange, you glad you called?
Greatness doesn't settle for last seed in the playoffs and an early exit. It doesn't rest on its laurels or stare at pennants in the rafters. Greatness isn't found in the past, but in the boundless promise of tomorrow. Forget business as usual, break new ground, and build something unforgettable. Win it all, then win it again. Smash records, defy expectations, usher in a new era. Greatness isn't about what you've done, it's about where you're going. Whatever you do, don't stop. SanDisk, proud partner of the San Jose Sharks.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you.
Now taxes is so free. Tax free edition only. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple form 1040 returns only. Now this is tax.
Love that jam. Up next, commercials.
Intuit TurboTax free edition. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
Nail biting time here at SAP Center. Sharks are down 3-2. Face-off coming up in the Anaheim zone. Askarov still in goal to our left, and it will be a little while before we start thinking about that. Anaheim with a 3-2 lead with 5:44 to play. The Sharks can't grip the sticks too tightly here. They just have to keep playing.
No, and this is a chance for the Celebrini line as he is out here with Misa and Toffoli. See if they can get some offensive zone pressure here.
Face-off dropped. Controlled by Anaheim. They clear it out, but Dickinson stops it. And Celebrini turns, feeds it ahead. There's Dickinson across the line. Nice slip pass there to Misa. Misa now trying to send it in deep to Toffoli. Notice they're double shifting Celebrini here. Cleared back to center ice by Anaheim. Knocked in by Desharnais. Dostal handles it behind his net. Well, and maybe he couldn't handle it, actually. It came around the far side. And Granlund turns away from a check, shoots it all the way down, and that's going to be icing against Anaheim. The Sharks have got to start taking advantage of every opportunity they have in the offensive zone, and here's one of them.
Yeah, they've had some opportunities here, few and far between as far as offensive zone chances. They're doing well in the faceoff, almost close to 60% here. So this is an opportunity here to win a faceoff here in the offensive zone and create some pressure, because Anaheim's just willing to ice pucks, flip pucks out into the neutral zone, thinking they can win these battles.
Face off to the right side of Lukas Dostal. Sharks need a goal, and they need it now. 5:11 to play in the third. 3-2 Anaheim. Sharks get the draw. They try to get it back to the point. Orlov cross ice. Dickinson cross ice. And a shot by Celebrini is stopped by Dostal. That was a nice tic-tac-toe set, and Sam Dickinson, great vision on the play, got it to Celebrini, and Macklin didn't quite get all of it, but it was a good chance nonetheless.
Yeah, that puck was just deflected enough by the Anaheim forward as it came across, and Macklin Celebrini checking his stick after that, giving it a little bit of a flex because he thought he just didn't get enough of that to get that shot hard towards the net.
You think Sam Dickinson's played a solid game here? I think he has.
Yeah, I think he's had some great opportunities, and that was a great look there across to Celebrini.
Wenberg wins the draw. Leddy shoots toward the net. Block goes wide. Wenberg right corner has for San Jose. Anaheim zone. He moved up the boards, then reversed it behind to the corner. Sherwood working it free, grinding it out here. Has Celebrini in the right corner. Holds the puck on Paling. Stick handles, turns. Trying to get it back there to Sherwood, but he fanned on the puck. That allows Jackson Lacombe to get control of it, and the Ducks will poke it out. But they only got as far as the red line because of a good defensive play there by Dickinson. Dumped in by Celebrini. 4:35 to play in the third. It is 3-2 Anaheim on top. Askarov still in goal to our left side. Wenberg back at his own blue line with Dickinson to get it. They feed it forward, and it'll be dumped in by Sherwood, and the Sharks change. Celebrini stays out there, just seems tireless, but he'll probably make his way off right now. As the Anaheim team trying to clear it out, they do get it to center ice. It goes through Orlov again. Here's Terry racing in. He holds it. And Orlov kind of took him down. Play continues without a call. On the point, John Carlson the shot. Wide. Anaheim putting pressure on. 4 minutes to play in the third period. Muka Madulin takes down his man Terry in the corner with a body hit. Terry comes back and gives Muka Madulin the bump. Terry kicks the puck in his skate. Work free. Holding onto it. Graff grinds it out with Orlov. Centering attempt. Nice block by Graff. And Leo Carlson gets it back for Anaheim, and he turns away from Graff, but Graff stays with him. Little drop pass, little angle shot from the far side, right on goal. That's a good save by Askarov off VL. And the Sharks fortunate to break it out, at least get it to the blue line. Moving it onside, it's Eklund. Lead pass, Misa moving in, shooting the puck. That's in the netting, up off the deflection, out of play with 3:28 to go.
Yeah, their veteran play there by John Carlson as he just gets that stick on a nice little shuffle pass from Eklund as he enters the zone in the middle of the ice. He slides that out to Misa, and Carlson able just to extend that stick enough to get that deflection to go up and over the netting.
Well, now we're going to watch and see if anybody uses a timeout at any point. So far, nothing coming. Misa is out there with Gaudette and Sherwood right now. Leddy on defense with Dickinson. Off the draw. Shot toward the net by Sherwood. Blocked. Rebound. Misa fighting for it hard in the corner. Sherwood got it back to Dickinson. Cross ice to Leddy. Has to take it on his backhand, so he throws it down deep to Adam Gaudette, who kicked it in his skates. It pops along the boards. Held in there by Dickinson, but a pass intercepted by Trouba back behind his goal line. Down to 3 minutes remaining in the third. Dumped all the way down by Anaheim. Another icing call against the Ducks. Opportunity knocking right now for another offensive zone faceoff for San Jose after that icing call.
Yeah, they're finally getting some zone time here in Anaheim, icing the puck a few times. So this is an opportunity. Keep coming for the Sharks. They won the last faceoff, and they got a nice shot that Dostal had to kick to the side. Again, heavy on the forecheck. This is the opportunity the Sharks are going to need in these last 3 minutes.
Basis trying to get the draw back, but Anaheim jumps in there. That's Mikhail Granlund, veteran, jumping in, grabbing the puck when it was sitting there. Granlund getting it back on the right wing, bumped a little bit by Sherwood, but he backhands in deep. Dickinson winds it around. Sherwood stops it on the left wing, banked it forward. Gaudette sees that, races to get it, and he poked at it, but it was deflected there by who else? John Carlson. Just get a piece of the puck and does not allow the zone entry. It's out of play.
Again, just quick, and this is the play. Maybe Dickinson just a little bit behind the net. He had an opportunity to make a direct pass there. If he just took a moment there, again, he rimmed it along the yellow just to buy that second to allow the Anaheim forwards to get back on top, which allows the D to pressure off the half wall, this puck to get whistled. Want to make those direct passes when you can.
Anaheim 3, the Sharks 2. 2:41 remaining in the third as the Ducks get the draw, and they skate from right to left, dumping it in from center. Orlov back to control. Sends a pass ahead to Wenberg. He's out of the zone. He's got Eklund on the left. Here he comes across the line. He moves to his right instead. Splits deep into the corner. There goes the goaltender Askarov for the extra attacker as Eklund is out there. 6 attackers for San Jose. Will Smith and Macklin Celebrini already on the ice. Smith, rink wide. Orlov back to Celebrini on the point. Return for Smith. Down low, it's Eklund with the puck. Back to Smith at the near side. Back to the middle to Celebrini on the point. Back to Smith. He shoots. That's a arm-hand save by Dostal. Batted it out of play. Continues, though, on the point. Orlov, the shot. Oh, just wide of a net. Rebound held in. Eklund to the point. Smith slides to Orlov. Feeds it over to Macklin Celebrini. Walks into the circle. Gives it to Foley. Side of the net. Gets it back in the corner. Banks it off the left boards. And there's Orlov with it. Return with the backhand pass to Celebrini. Moves into the circle. Throws it across the ice to Smith. Sharks threatening. 6 attackers on. Down by a goal. Celebrini shoots. He scores! That's his 40th goal of the season. Macklin Celebrini just tied the game with 1:39 to play. Extra attacker on. And the fans are on their feet cheering as one man. As the Sharks have even the score again against Anaheim.
Wow, so dangerous as they get that 6th attacker out there. Great possession up top by Orlov, Smith, and Celebrini. And Celebrini just comes up high on that, is able to attack underneath the seam on the forward. And then he just unleashes a shot to the far side. What a quick release. Eklund off the back door. No mistake. What a shot.
Wow. What a game. Macklin Celebrini with a national television audience picking up his 40th goal of the season. Orlov and Smith will get the assist. So Will Smith has 1 goal and 2 assists. Here we go. Now it's time to go get the win. Minute 20 to go in the third. 3-3 the score. No time like the present for the Sharks. Ostapchuk is out there. Desharnais keeps it in the zone. Dumps it back behind the Ducks net. Trouba winds it around far side. There's Terry with it. He's been excellent today for Anaheim. Throws it forward. Lacombe back for Terry. Stick handles up to the Sharks line. Here's to his left. 4 Sharks back. Ferraro trying to get it. Terry holding onto it. He's going to get some help there from Gaucher, who's out there in his first NHL game in this critical moment. Wenberg spins it behind his own net. Macklin Celebrini's out there again. Macklin, 2 goals, 1 assist. Here comes the Shark attack, led by Wenberg. 3-3 the score. Wenberg slips underneath the check, cuts back behind the Anaheim net, holds onto it, turns with the puck, sends it back to the point. There's Dickinson putting it back into the corner to the slot. Wenberg, score! Macklin Celebrini got the pass down low and up high, and Alex Wenberg puts the Sharks in front 4-3 with only 31 seconds left in the third period. Wow!
Pass into Wenberg, and what a shot by Wenberg. Again, so dynamic on offense, doesn't need a lot of room, doesn't need a lot of space. Celebrini finds Wenberg. What a goal.
Fantastic. 31 seconds remaining in the game. Alex Wenberg getting credit for that goal. And Wenberg has his 17th goal of the season. For Wenberg, that is his 50th point of the year.
Jeez, somebody, Wenberg, just a guy that creates so much for the Sharks on offense as he controls, cleans up so many mistakes. Such a smart player. And Macklin Celebrini, so dynamic offensively, finds that hole, finds that lane, and Wenberg with a great shot to put the Sharks up here by 1.
Celebrini, his 4th point of the game with an assist along with Sam Dickinson, who's had a great game. 15 seconds left in the game. There goes Dostal for the extra attacker. Wenberg will dump it back toward the empty net. Glove down by the Ducks. 8 seconds to play. The fans are standing as one man right now to cheer their heroes as the San Jose Sharks are about to take a big victory against the Anaheim Ducks. And there it is. It's over. The final score, the Sharks 4 and the Ducks 3. Check out the big group hug right in front of the Sharks net as the entire team comes off the bench to surround Yaroslav Askarov and Macklin Celebrini and Will Smith and Alex Wenberg and everybody else who put together this gigantic victory for Sharks hockey.
Wow, the young kid just willing the Sharks to win here, as the Sharks didn't create a lot of offense there in the third period. They didn't need a lot of time. Things look dire with 3 minutes to go. But again, the kid just comes in and sparks this offense to life as he makes an incredible shot on the pulled goalie. And then right afterwards, on the next shift, they throw him back out there. And again, great entry there by Wenberg to find it and create some space up top. And then Dickinson with a great feed down to Celebrini, who finds Wenberg up top. What a game. What a finish.
A gigantic win for the Sharks to take command in this homestand. They have defeated the St. Louis Blues, and now they have defeated the Anaheim Ducks. And